Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2025 high school football season. It's the Orthopedic Sports Institute of the Fox Valley. First game of the year there. It's our game of the week. Gary Bileski along with my partner, Zach Morris. We kicked off the season here at Hortonville High School. Got one of the best teams in the state of Wisconsin and one of the best quarterbacks in the state. West De Pere last year a win away from returning to Madison, where 2 years ago they were state runner-ups. They are led by head coach Chris Greisen and his son Patrick, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Wisconsin. Patrick already committed to South Dakota University. As I mentioned last year, they were a win away from heading to state, but they lost to Rice Lake in the Region 4 game. On the other hand, it's the Hortonville Polar Bears trying to rebound after a very disappointing 2024 season where they went 2-7. In fact, last year in the season opener, it was West De Pere knocking off Hortonville 45-0. But when we heard from head coach Nick Reichert, it was a long time ago, and it's a brand new season. A lot of optimism for both the West De Pere Phantoms and the Hortonville Polar Bears. When we return, we're going to hear from West De Pere head coach Chris Greisen. You're watching the Orthopedic and Sports Institute Game of the Week here on the Score video stream.
The low hum of heavy equipment, the drone of power tools, the swift movement of boots on the ground as craftspeople work safely and efficiently. These are the sounds of an active construction site, the core of our business. At Myron Construction, our teammates carry out the crucial job of bringing our clients' dreams to life. They hold in their hands the tools to make something out of nothing and build structures that will stand the test of time. Together, we are building excellence.
And welcome back. Now joining me is the head coach for West De Pere, Chris Greisen. Coach Greisen, let's talk about, obviously, first game of the year after a couple weeks of practice and scrimmage. Men's and boys got to be ready to go.
Yeah, they're waiting to hit someone else and, make it live, ready to go. They've been itching, so I think it'll be a great game against Hortonville. Well-coached team and athletic, so, we're not overlooking them, that's for sure.
Obviously, maybe seems like just yesterday you guys were win away from state, losing to Rice Lake. How motivating was that for the boys this offseason?
There was a sour taste in our mouth all off season. So they know it's a new year, though. We're down at the bottom of the mountain. We don't get to start where we were, so we got to earn that right again to get back there and hopefully win that, level 4 game. And
speaking of the new year, obviously last year, pretty easy win over Hortonville, but that seems like that's a long time ago.
It's last year.
Yeah.
Again, we're back at at the bottom of the mountain, and Hortonville's a well-coached team. I know Nick well, and they got some good athletes, and they really showed well in their scrimmage. So we know we got our hands full tonight.
Obviously, you guys feature one of the better quarterbacks in the state. Your son Patrick headed South Dakota. I read an article. You think he can only get better?
Yeah, and he has room to improve, and that's the positive thing. And what's great about Patrick is he wants to improve, and he's listening. He's studying film. He's become more of a leader. Sitting down with his receivers, talking to guys. So. I anticipate him having a great senior year, but it's more than just our quarterback. It's our offensive line, our running back, our defense. I mean, that was even though Patrick got a lot of the accolades last year, it was our team that why we were able to do so well last year, and so hopefully that continues this year.
After the first couple of weeks of practice in the scrimmage, what stood out for you for this year's team that maybe have been a surprise?
I thought our defense played really well. They're flying around and. So it was because our offense, we had Patrick back and stuff like that, but they really did well. And so hopefully that'll show up tonight.
All right. Coach Chris Greisen, West De Pere, thanks for joining us. Best luck tonight and best luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Okay, when we return, we're going to hear from Hortonville head coach Nick Reichert. We're going to do that after this timeout.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
And welcome back to the Orthopedic Sports Institute of Fox Valley pregame show. Gary Berleski along with Hortonville head coach Nick Reichert. Coach Nick, talk about it. Obviously, it's been a couple weeks of practice, but imagine the boys got to be ready to play.
Oh, yeah, it's been a lot of preparation since season ended last year. So it's been 9 months of work, and everyone's ready to rock and roll.
Obviously, you don't want to look back at last year, but what did you learn? And I'm sure the boys use that as motivation to let's not repeat what happened.
Yeah, it's, really for us, it kind of showed us where we were, and we needed to put in more work and be more tough, and really all the above check boxes you got to hit. I think moving to the FVA, you kind of understand what type of competition you're going to get. So we really try to focus this off season to make sure we're ready to rock and roll.
What are some of the positive you've seen in the first couple weeks of practice and the scrimmage?
Just really trying to preach that we got to be together. And football is unique. It's really all sports, but when you get tested, how are you going to respond? And the more you can rely and lean on each other, typically the better off you're going to be.
And imagine you think you got the leaders that can turn it around for you guys?
Yeah, we're super excited about what we've got going. It's been a lot of fun this year, and I'm really just ready to go watch them play.
Obviously, tough test tonight, starting against one of the better teams in the state in West De Pere. Took it to you last year, one of the better quarterbacks, excellent passing offense. You being a defensive coach, how do you try to contain them?
Yeah, we just got to be ready for the tempo, and try to get them off rhythm as much as we can. Good players are going to play. You just got to try to minimize as much as you can. So that's really what we're going to try to do tonight and be better prepared than what we were a year ago.
As an opposing coach, watching Patrick Grayson, what does he do well?
Just well-coached teams. I mean, I've been preaching it to our team, but can we be disciplined and can we not turn the ball over? And I think at the end of the night, we'll come back to this and we'll answer. The winner of this game will fulfill those two roles.
I know one thing about teenagers and young men, quick memories. How do you forget about what happened last year? I mean, that's a long time ago, isn't it?
It is, and you just get right back to the weight room. With high school sports nowadays, it's immediate, and you just got to have that short memory and that discipline to trust in what we got going.
And finally, coach, offensively and be defensively, some of the players we can count on for you guys.
Starting quarterback AJ Pfeiffer, he split time last year. He got in, I think he may have 5 or 6 starts. He's one, and then from there, Jack Tenney at wide receiver, Isaac Benke, Brennan Graff up front, Mason Pfeiffer up front. I'm excited to watch them go play.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach, and best of luck tonight, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Appreciate it.
All right. Head coach Nick Reichert at Hortonville Polar Bears. When we return, we're going to have the starting lineups and get you ready set for kickoff here at Hortonville High School.
The low hum of heavy equipment, the drone of power tools, the swift movement of boots on the ground as craftspeople work safely and efficiently. These are the sounds of an active construction site, the core of our business. At Myron Construction, our teammates carry out the crucial job of bringing our clients' dreams to life. They hold in their hands the tools to make something out of nothing and build structures that will stand the test of time. Together, we are building excellence.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
And welcome back, Gary Berleski along with Zach Morris. We are ready for kickoff, and thanks to our sponsors for the Orthopedic Sports Institute Fox Valley Game of the Week. It's OSI and Myron Construction. Thank you very much for those two. Without them, this game would not be possible. We kick off the season here at Aiken Field at Hortonville High School, West De Pere. The Phantoms won game last year from making the state tournament. They fell to Rice Lake. And 2 years ago, they were a runner-up in the state run and led by head coach Chris Grayson. Chris, you remember many years ago, part of the score radio voice. His son, Patrick, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Wisconsin. Patrick committed to South Dakota. They defeated Hortonville last year 45-0. Hortonville's really struggled 2-7, but as you heard from head coach Nick Reichard, it's a new season. Forget about last year, and even Coach Greisen mentioned that numerous times that, hey, last year's in the past. This is a new year. They start at the bottom and can only work their way up. So we are all set. Zach, welcome back to another high school football season.
Yep, and that's all the excitement we get every year. It's a brand new slate. Everyone has an opportunity. You stay healthy, learn a little bit in the offseason, stick with the messages from the coach. You never know what kind of year you could have.
West De Pere won the toss. They deferred. Hortonville will receive, and a high kick that will go down to the 1-yard line. Tristan Barron's on the return. Got a hold, breaks the tackle, and brought down at about the 22-yard line on the tackle for West De Pere. Jake Rohrwald for the Phantoms. The Hortonville Polar Bears, they'll be led by quarterback A.J. Pfeiffer, part-time starter last year. Very mobile quarterback, so one thing West De Pere is going to have to do, Zach, with Pfeiffer is keep him in the pocket and don't let him scramble.
That's what you need to do. Always maintain, especially in high school, quarterbacks tend to run. So if you can just make sure you can keep their main runners contained, you're going to be able to get the ball back in your offensive hands.
And talking to Coach Greisen, he said the one thing that impressed him most in the scrimmage last week was his defense. So they get on the field first against this Hortonville offense. Beautiful Friday night for our season opener here at Hortonville. Pfeiffer straight drop back, looking downfield across the middle, and we're going to get a flag on the play intended for Isaac Banky. Like number 33, Mason Warner, a little bit ahead of the pass. I think we might get defensive pass interference to start the game. And that is the call by the official.
Yeah, Coach Greisen won't like that, 'cause especially coaches love to have no penalties to worry about. And if that's right out of the gates, it's not the best thing for a coach, your first play of the game of the season.
Yeah, I think that's one thing, always, the first week, Zach, will watch out for his penalties. Usually, though, more like false starts, offsides, or poor alignment. Usually, those are what we see, maybe some holding. Hopefully, though, we'll have a pretty clean game here at Hortonville High School. So a first down on the penalty, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears at the 36-yard line, make that. Now the official is going to, side judge is going to talk over the referee.
Now it's the first game for everybody.
The 37, yeah, so they're going to move it up 1 yard.
And
you rather
be right, even if it's a yard. Some may say, why do they have to stop it just for 1 yard? That's what the refs are paid for, making sure that if you spot something and someone's not right, stop the game and make the correction.
Inside handoff, fake to Behrens. There's Pfeiffer on the outside. Behrens got some running room. He'll be near a first down, and I believe he's going to get it on the dive on the second effort. So A.J. Pfeiffer, his first carry, good for 11 yards and a first down. Nice start here for Hortonville. 2 first downs, 1 on penalty and 1 on the Pfeiffer run.
That just shows you what you're able to do, where you can pass, where that was even a close pass down the pass interference, and then you have a good run. This is where your offense starts to feel good. You're at home, first game of the year, already approaching midfield. This is the start they were hoping for.
Tristan Barron starting running back just to the right of A.J. Pfeiffer. There's the inside handoff, this time to Barron's. Barron's on the left side, cuts it outside. Barron's hard run, but just for maybe a yard or 2. Let's call it a gain of 2 on the play.
Great job by the Phantoms, just clogging up every running lane, giving him no opportunity to push forward. He had to work hard just to gain 2 yards.
Yeah, Griffin Karczynski, one of the Phantoms there defensively on the tackle. So for the first time this evening, Hortonville in West De Pere territory. Just underway, opening kickoff, opening series here. Beautiful Friday night, as we mentioned, for football. A little bit sticky, a little bit warm, but certainly not going to complain about that as now the clouds have come in. But a great night for our first game of the year here at Aiken Field. Engelbert in motion, and the out pattern and intended receiver for the Polar Bears was Connor Christensen, but a little bit wide for Pfeiffer on his first pass attempt of the evening.
And Christensen was wide open, but the thing is, it's different when you're not being – the threat of being tackled changes that whole entire atmosphere from practices and scrimmages if you're the quarterback, because you're going to hesitate just a little bit as you brace for impact, even though you may not have a rusher near you.
So 3rd and 8 for the Polar Bears. Nice snap to Pfeiffer. He rolls to his right. Still rolling. He's get hit. And, a beautiful catch. Was he in bounds? That would be Christensen, and they're going to rule a catch. What a throw by Pfeiffer. He was being rushed on the play by Jake Rodewald, and Pfeiffer, beautiful pass. Not much you can do there, Zach, when he drops it in the bucket like that.
I guess he put it where only his receiver could get it, and that's what every coach hopes for, even if it looks like you're just going to heave it up for anyone to make an attempt at it.
Yeah, great catch by Connor Christensen. Connor, 6 foot, 180-pound junior for Hortonville.
Tough break for the Phantoms. Had a great opportunity to get a stop on 3rd down.
Yeah, just credit Pfeiffer, though. He was hit as he threw it and then just put it in the one spot Christensen could get it to. Once again, straight drop back. Slant pattern, that time through the hands of Christensen. Good job on the coverage, once again, by Mason Warner. Closed quickly on the slant pattern. First play of the game, Warner was a little too quick. That time timed it much better. So 2nd and 10, 39-yard line of the Phantoms. Pfeiffer, inside handoff to Behrens. Behrens straight up the middle. Nice run. Down to the 35. Call it a gain of 4. Sets up a more manageable 3rd and 5 here. Make it 3rd and 6 for Hortonville.
Right now you're seeing the Polar Bears offensive linemen already get into a groove where they can just push right ahead. And I'm not saying that you're seeing West De Pere already gassed a little bit, but this is probably the longest where you run plays, and first drive of the year can be devastating for defenses, especially if it's more than 6-7 plays.
And a great way, too, to keep Patrick Grayson and this West De Pere offense off the field is by possessing the ball, and that's exactly what Hortonville's doing here. The blitz is showing, and it's too far. They're going to get an offside as a couple players for West De Pere, including Laiwa Ducato, jumped into the neutral zone, so that's going to now bring up 3rd and 1, I believe. That's a little too anxious. We talked about first game of the year, Zach, and those are type of the penalties. You just, again, a little anxious, a little too much effort sometimes, being too hyped up.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You get these little penalties where you just don't realize how quickly the ball will be snapped. Any motion you'll jump ahead, just trying to get that extra jump.
So 3rd and 1. Pfeiffer going to go under center here for the first time this evening. I formation, inside handoff. That's going to be a first down for Hortonville. On the rush was Jack Coldren. Gets the short gain, but more than enough. Again, 3rd first down here on the drive, and if your head coach Nick Reichert couldn't draw up a better script, of course, getting in the end zone would be the perfect culmination of that opening drive if you can do that.
100%. I mean, if you can just continue to push ahead, I believe they want to pass, but the thing is, if your offensive line's already winning the battle early on, you just have to follow your linemen.
And they have. They credit the Polar Bears front 7. They've done an excellent job here on this first drive, getting good penetration. In motion, Engelbert. Pfeiffer on the pass. Pfeiffer's going to scramble up the middle. Pfeiffer near a first down, going to be about a yard short. Call it a gain of 9. Again, we talked about it right at the start of the game, the running ability of A.J. Pfeiffer, and we're seeing it right now.
That's what it is. I mean, you just have to be able to use your offense. I mean, right now, we're seeing the whole playbook, it seems like, for the Polar Bears, how they want to score offensively, being able to just get big chunks here. Granted, it's the first drive. This is where you have your designated plays early on. And it'll be interesting to see how the Phantoms will counteract this in the next few drives, but they're trying their best to keep the Polar Bears out of the end zone.
Yeah, this is a dangerous play. Could do a lot here on 2nd and 1. But they're going to go on the inside handoff to Behrens, and extra yardage, and Behrens fights for that first down. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but the junior running back strong enough to break a couple tackles for the first down. So another first down here for Hortonville. What a drive here. 7.5 minutes in the first quarter. And we already had 4 first downs for the Polar Bears, so they'll have 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line of West De Pere.
Yeah, being able to almost take the whole first half of the first quarter. I mean, this is how you'd want to have it.
Pfeiffer almost hit on the throw. Long out pattern. He's got a receiver down at the 1-yard line, I believe. Looks like that is Isaac Banky. Again, Pfeiffer hit just as he threw it. Banky there on the long out pattern, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 1 for Hortonville. Man, what a drive here for the Polar Bears to start the 2025 season. Exactly what head coach Nick Reichert drew up here, and again, though, still a yard away from capping off this drive.
Sometimes that last yard can be the hardest one to earn.
Again, I formation. Holdren at fullback, Barron's tailback. Pfeiffer, quarterback sneak. Pfeiffer's going to push his way into the end zone for the touchdown as Hortonville caps off an impressive opening drive. They're on the board first. They take a 6-0 lead over the West De Pere Phantoms.
And that's what you want in this first drive, being able to push it all the way down and get the quick score.
Paul Grassi coming in to do the extra point kick for Hortonville, and I think we got a miscommunication on players, so we're going to keep it here. Polar Bears will call a timeout to get situated. But boy, again, Zach, you know, team last year, opening game against West De Pere at West De Pere, 45-0, finished 2-7. Obviously, last year, but what a way to start your 2025 season.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great start when you have being able to take the opening kickoff, being able to just work the whole entire playbook offensively. When you look at it for passing and running, and even a couple penalties too helped out, but this is what you'd want. Now the question will be, what was the issue for the timeout? Was it due to personnel? Maybe they decided to go for 2, don't want to go for 1 anymore. Just the fact that the offensive line has been maintaining. It could be a situation where maybe they feel that, hey, we got to touch on this drive. Let's take a big lead before we see the offense of West De Pere, which we know is going to be a tough task for their defense to hold.
And there's still good looks like Grassi coming out, the kicker, to kick the extra point. Well, we'll see. This will be a good wake-up call for West De Pere as they don't trail often. And the first drive of the 2025 season, they let Hortonville go right down the field, both through the air and on the ground for this 6-0 lead. Now we're all set after the timeout. Snap, kick. It's good. 7:06 to go in the first quarter. Hortonville leads West De Pere by a score of 7-0. This is the OSI Game of the Week here on the Score video stream.
For the 3rd consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
At Myron Construction, we believe it's in the details. It's the strong sense of commitment to the people and places in which we work. The more than 100 years of experience we bring to every project site. It's our labor force, 1,200 strong. Our investment in cutting-edge equipment and technology. And our commitment to exceeding expectations. Most of all, it's our passion for bringing dreams to life. This is building excellence.
And welcome back to Aiken Field here at Hortonville High School. The Polar Bears took the opening drive right down the field, capped off by the A.J. Pfeiffer 1-yard touchdown run. Lead West De Pere here 7-0. Grassi with a kick. Brought down at the 15-yard line. And not much running room there was Jodia Konerskin, the top wide receiver for the Phantoms. So again, Hortonville coming out strong. So it was our first opportunity tonight to see the West De Pere high-powered offense. One of the best passing units in the state, led by Patrick Grayson. Last year in a couple playoff games, he threw for over 500 yards and is on pace to be one of the top all-time passers in the state of Wisconsin with touchdowns and passing yards this year. He's headed to South Dakota. Inside handoff. Big hole for West De Pere. Ryan Lutz on the run. Big hole by the left side, and this is a big offensive line. This is led by left tackle Samuel Schmidt there, who had a nice block. Grayson on the pass, going deep to his receiver, Kibbe. And Kibbe, they're going to give him a catch, I believe. Yeah, what a grab by Landon Kibbe. Big gain here for West De Pere. No huddle offense. This is going to be quick striking Phantom offense. Grayson inside handoff to Lutz, short game.
And this is where Hortonville is going to have their issues. Offensively, some people may be surprised compared to last year how fast their offense was able to click on that first drive. But this unit knows how to play.
Grayson this time going to roll out to his left. Grayson got a receiver in the flat. That's Brody Benning. Benning, and a short gain sets up 3rd and 5.
Here's the thing for Hortonville. If this is going to be a 4th down with their no huddle, you have to be ready to go pretty much instantly.
Grayson, straight drop back. Pass outside for the first down. That's going to be Aiden Alinsky. Alinsky in a nice little route. Pushed out of bounds by Grady Quick. Yeah, this is a high-powered, very fast-moving offense, and we're seeing it no huddle. Grayson in the control. Hand off to Lutz. Lutz on the right side. A lot of running room. Lutz down near a first down. This time on the right side. His first run, successful run, was on the left side, and I think we're going to get just short. Gain of 9 for Ryan Lutz. We're getting an official timeout. Again, just resetting the spot of the ball.
The crowd reaction, Gary, has just dropped on the Hortonville side, where it was loud early on this drive, but these big plays by West De Pere.
Lutz inside handoff, and didn't need much, and that's all he's going to get. Maybe a gain of 2, but more than enough for another first down. Yeah, head coach Chris Grayson, his son is Patrick, and Patrick obviously knows how to run this offense, and he's doing it once again. Lutz, a lot of running room on the outside. Lutz going to walk into the end zone from 12 yards out as West De Pere answers Hortonville on the Ryan Lutz 12-yard touchdown run to make it 7-6.
That was just a quick offensive drive where you can tell this unit knows their entire playbook, where you can see how picking the plays, they knew when to run, when to pass, and didn't take much time off the clock as well, so that shows you how high-powered this unit is.
Maverick lure in to do the extra point, and kick up and good. So each team with one offensive possession, each team with a touchdown. 4:51 to go here in the first quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece. It's the OSI Via Stream Game of the Week here on The Score.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
And welcome back to Aiken Field here at the Wolf River Community Bank Stadium at Hortonville High School. Beautiful Friday night of football, our first game of the year. We'll be here for every week except week 4. We'll have the week off, but we'll have a game for you either on a Friday and then the following Thursday, and then mainly on Fridays throughout the regular season. On the Score radio side tonight, Tony Giordana and Dick Napinski back at it. They, I believe, are at Little Chute, where they got a good one. Winneconne and the Mustangs battling. That game can be heard on 95.3 FM in AM 1570. So the kick here now, Hortonville. And credit West De Pere. They wasted a little time in a couple minutes to answer. And the kick brought down at the 10 is Behrens. Behrens down, still on his feet to the 26, 27-yard line. So, Zach, if you're the defense and defensive coordinator, how do you try to slow down that offense where basically you said no huddle, and like even you can't really even think a play ahead because it's so fast?
Well, this is where your coaches make the big bucks, you could say. Yeah. Where, all right, now you have seen the first offense. And you have to remember, we talk about how offensive players, this is different for quarterbacks, being afraid of getting hit. Well, this is different for actual defenders, where you have to make the tackle instead of just doing the wrap-up. You actually have to make sure you make the tackle. And this is where it changes a little bit, where you have that first drive experience. Now you're going to see the changes made. Maybe these coaches spot one or two things that, hey, let's try this out.
Pfeiffer, a little screen pass set up, and that's the Holdren. Holdren, nice tackle, open field tackle. I thought he was going to get a first down, but credit number 93 for West De Pere, Carter Seaborn, came out of nowhere and stopped Holdren for a gain of 9. But again, well-executed play. And this Hortonville offense has been very sharp here in the first quarter, Zach.
Yeah, and another example where, okay, you can look at this and go, hey, let's try the screen. We have these defenders coming right after the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Let's lure them in and run a screen and quick 9-yard gain.
Yeah, great call to try to silence the aggressiveness of the West De Pere defense, especially after that touchdown. You know they're going to come out fired up. But Pfeiffer, cool quarterback under pressure. At the time, inside handoff. And there's going to have another first down. Let's see who that was when he gets up. I think that was Holdren again, who's been splitting time with Tristan Behrens at running back.
You were talking, Gary, I mean, we have right here where the defense is preparing now to try to get ready for the next drive. And that first down is huge, just so you have defensive players for Hortonville being able to find out how do we respond to this offense. And same thing for West De Pere. They had that drive wasn't really long for their defense to make some changes for the Polar Bears offense. So we continue to see this chess game develop early in this game.
Well, that was a great shot you just had about how football has changed, and we'll get to that here in a second. Pfeiffer, slant pattern. He's got his receiver, Xavier Konecki. But that previous shot, you see they got big monitors on both sides, and maybe we can go down to that, Zach, and just how football has changed with coaching and how quickly now they can go back and look at the plays as it happened just a few minutes ago. Back in the day, we were lucky if we even had film for the following Monday. So that quickness of technology and seeing the play has just really changed the game of football. So nice gain of first down of 6 on the Konecki reception. And Behrens on the outside. Behrens got a nice hole on the outside in the open field. Behrens with his biggest run of the night into West De Pere territory. Gain of 19 for Tristan Behrens, and a nice job by the left side of the Hortonville line to give him a big hole.
Defensive coordinators for both teams, I'm sure, are thrilled how this game's already been developing, but I mean, the offense has just been electric so far. Great run there again by the Polar Bears, and continuing just to get past midfield and working your way towards a scoring position, and this is how you want it. And the question will be, who's been that first defense that makes that big play?
Another first down for Hortonville, 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Fake handoff to Behrens. Here's Pfeiffer again on the rollout. Ooh, nice open field tackle. I think we're going to make it a holding penalty. And number 7, credit him. That was Ethan Collar, defensive back, came in the open field and met Pfeiffer head on. And I think we're going to get a penalty on Hortonville. We'll have to see what the call is. I believe we may have a holding penalty near that tackle. Referee talking to the line judge. I think they're
trying to establish where the holding would actually take place.
Yeah, block in the back. It's a 10-yard penalty marked off for Hortonville.
It's not even true. So with that 10-yard penalty where that block in the back happened, it's not the worst case scenario where we've seen in prior days where it was spotted deep in your own backfield.
Yeah, spotted the foul. So 1st and 18 for the Polar Bears. Engelbert in motion for Hortonville. Quick snap. Pfeiffer not really ready for it. He's going to throw it down. Knocked down. Nice job by number 5, Nolan Sell for the Phantoms.
Yeah, Sell, a great play because he had a receiver open, and maybe that's the second big defensive play to make to alter this drive, because now your Polar Bears, well, actually, neither offense has been in this situation where now you're at 2nd and long, 18 yards. Granted, this could be 4-down territory, and you have to wonder for the Polar Bears, you have to get points on this drive just because what you witnessed by the Phantoms, what they were able to do.
Yeah, both teams been working well ahead of the chains. Positive on almost every play. And Engelbert in motion. Good snap to Pfeiffer. Straight drop back. And again, the screen pass. Oh, I think that one, Holdren, came out of nowhere. One of the defensive linemen, who happened to be Gerard Rakoski, sort of got in, I think, Holdren's vision there, Zach, and couldn't really see the pass until the last second.
Yeah, he had some space to run. There were 2 Phantoms that had an opportunity to make it no gain or very minimal. And if he was able to dodge those 2 Phantoms, that would have been a big gain for the Polar Bears.
So 3rd and 18 for Hortonville. Behrens to the left of Pfeiffer. A little rollout to the left. And we're going to get another penalty, legal procedure this time on Hortonville, so send them back 5 more yards. Well, as this drive started, it's quickly gone the wrong way, and that's what penalties will do to you.
Well, it was big 2 plays by the Phantoms, and sometimes the biggest plays on defense aren't turnovers and sacks. You go with that game block in the back, making that quick tackle that forced the 1st and long, and then a great knockdown by Sell, and this is what put the Polar Bears in this rough scenario.
And that's one of the things when we talked to Coach Nick Reichert, he talked about consistency, and right now you got a great drive, but penalties will certainly derail drives, and that's what we're seeing here. Pfeiffer, a lot of time to throw, looking across the middle. Oh, a nice catch, but a hard hit, and that would be Braylon Stagel, number 11, Jack Tenney for the Polar Bears. Nice catch and a big hit, and Tenney hung on. So you're sort of in no man's land here, Zach. Really, obviously, no way you can kick a field goal at the high school level, and you could try to punt and pin them back, but 4th and 14, Coach Reichert going to go for it.
Yeah, 9-yard gain makes it a possibility on 4th and 14, but you still need your offensive line to hold just so the receivers can get near the 25 and make an attempt to just dive for the 1st down.
Pfeiffer on the pass. Nice pickup. Pfeiffer going to go down, double team, and that's going to be intercepted by the Phantoms, number 21. He's got some running room, a lot of running room. Cooper Borowitz in open field, and Pfeiffer saves a touchdown on the Borowitz interception. And the risky play by the Polar Bears Didn't pay off as they went for it on 4th and long, and Borowitz with the interception and went for the return instead of just going straight down, and the big return sets up the Phantoms in great field position.
Yeah, it's that rough scenario where you just throw it up and you risk the interception, but it's that long return, as you mentioned, and trusting his fellow defenders to be able to make some blocks, and that was huge, and a great touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, by Pfeiffer, the quarterback, saved 6. So Grayson back at quarterback, straight drop back. Plenty of time to throw. He's going to go for all of it. Grayson, he's got his receiver wide open. Touchdown, West De Pere. Darian Acevedo Ortiz, 36-yard touchdown for the Phantoms.
I was even stunned there where I pressed the wrong button on the Zoom. That shows you how fast this offense does work. So great return, big play by the defense. They only took one play for the Phantoms offense to get back on the scoreboard.
Lower for the extra point, kick up and good. One play, 36-yard drive. Just like that, West De Pere takes advantage of the interception. They lead Hortonville 14-7, 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're back after this timeout.
Myron Construction has the unique opportunity to build the landscape of our communities. We play a role in shaping the region as well as communities across the country. Our work supports a range of organizations and industries, ones that ensure health and well-being, secure resources for struggling populations, teach our children, enrich local economies, provide spaces for recreation and entertainment, and strengthen our neighborhoods. We create thriving, welcoming places for people to work, play, and engage. Together, we're building excellence.
And welcome back to Aiken Field as West De Pere on the 36-yard touchdown pass from Patrick Grayson to Dorian Acevedo Ortiz. And just like that. So risky call, Zach, going back to that 4th down. It could have punted, maybe try to pin West De Pere back. But, again, first game of the season, really, why not go for it?
Well, we saw the one heave-ho already work out for the Polar Bears, so you're trusting your offense. Maybe you can get that one play, you're at home. And you also know this offense. Maybe it would have taken 2 plays for Grayson's offense to be able to make his way down. We don't know that, but it's still early, only down by 7.
And Patrick Grayson had all the time in the world to throw his line drive kick to Barons. Fumbles it, but he picks it back up. Barons going to have the return down to near the 30-yard line at the 29, but you give Patrick Grayson time like that to throw, and the speed that Acevedo Ortiz showed, it went one-on-one on the outside, and again, perfect pass from Grayson, and just like that, 14-7, West De Pere in the lead.
And now it comes down to the offense where you look at for the Polar Bears to try to get a couple first downs, get some rust on defense, and try to think of a game plan, because now you start to question how to defend that offense, knowing that that's the second deep pass we've seen in this game.
A.J. Pfeiffer back in at quarterback for Hortonville, now trailing for the first time tonight. Inside handoff to Holdren. Holdren, nice run on the first down. Call it a gain of 5. And really, again, they had a really nice start to that second drive, Zach, but it was that pushing the back holding penalty, or pushing the back penalty, really seemed to derail the drive. Again, really isn't what West De Pere did. Sort of what you almost shot yourself in the foot on that last drive. I think we're going to get the final play here as they're going to let the clock run out. So we played 1 quarter of football here at Aiken Field. West De Pere leads Hortonville by a score of 14-7. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll have second quarter action after this break.
For the 3rd consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
Myron Construction has the unique opportunity to build the landscape of our communities. We play a role in shaping the region as well as communities across the country. Our work supports a range of organizations and industries, ones that ensure health and well-being, secure resources for struggling populations, teach our children, enrich local economies, provide spaces for recreation and entertainment, and strengthen our neighborhoods. We create thriving, welcoming places for people to work, play, and engage. Together, we're building excellence.
And welcome back to the OSI video stream game of the week. Let us know where you're watching on our video stream on the YouTube page, who you're rooting for, and let us know who you're hoping to win, as we have the West De Pere Phantoms and the Hortonville Polar Bears. Week 1 already, Gary. It's already a lot of explosion offensive plays. I'd like to see that in week 1.
Yeah, an entertaining first quarter for sure, as West De Pere leading 14-7, and then Pfeiffer will pass out to Holdren, going to be brought down for no gain. Yeah, again, credit Hortonville came out, took the opening drive right down the field. But credit West De Pere, no panic in them. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, including the last play. The one took advantage of the Cooper Borowitz interception. You know, if you're a basketball fan, Cooper, one of the better shooting guards in the area. So also two-way player, which you see a lot of at West De Pere. So big 3rd down now here for Hortonville. Try to keep this Phantoms offense off the field. Engelbert in motion. Pfeiffer going to heave it up, and he's got a receiver, Tenney, and again another interception. That time dangerous pass as into double coverage, and this time it was Warner who came from his safety position for the 2nd interception of the night.
Yeah, great job by the Phantoms defense being able to apply enough pass rush and have it's always great when your defensive backs are out there just trying to play like an outfielder looking for that fly ball. You're not worried about the routes. Can you locate the ball and make that big interception?
So the 2nd interception of the night for Pfeiffer and the Phantoms defense. Tenney trying to go up for it on the jump ball, but Warner out-jumped him, and Konierskin, and we're going to get another motion penalty. Yeah, Judea Konierskin, the leading receiver last year, they lost a lot of weapons from Grayson, but Konierskin, one of the key clogs back, yet to get a catch for this Phantoms offense. So 5-yard penalty sets up 1st and 15 for West De Pere. Grayson back to pass. Again, a lot of time to throw in his pocket. He's got another receiver wide open deep, and there's a fumble, and that's going to be recovered by Hortonville. Hortonville, ball knocked out of bounds. I believe that was Jackson Maznaz on the recovery. I believe that was Konierskin on the reception, and then it was stripped. And we're going to get, I believe, to me, Zach, it looked like certainly catch, and when he was running, it was a fumble. Sort of with all the players, got a little, didn't see exactly what happened at the end of the play. And we're going to get, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. So back-to-back turnovers for each team. First turnover of the night for West De Pere.
I mean, that was a big excitement play, and we have that from the fans in front of us, trying to get the scoreboard camera a little bit closer. What we need to see as excitement, letting everyone know through the bleachers, and a lot of crowd noise, and there was a lot of confusion of how many fumbles, and that's a big thing. To get a fumble, and that was another deep pass. That's the 3rd deep pass by West De Pere. So, granted, it was a fumble for them and a turnover, but still, you're feeling confident knowing that that deep game is there.
Pfeiffer back to pass, crossing pattern in the middle. His patch complete. Isaac Banky on the reception for a 1st down. Credit Pfeiffer after a couple interceptions, still slinging it. Nice crossing pattern there to Banky for the 1st down, right at midfield, right in front of us.
This is right what the Polar Bears needed. I mean, the doctor ordered it, and they have it. Midfield, off a turnover, almost watching this game be down by 14 points. That would have been a huge swing for West De Pere, and now an opportunity to maybe put some points on the board.
Nice tackle for a loss. Taft Wojciechowski cut through the line for the big loss on first down. Credit Wojciechowski. Just the sophomore linebacker, 6', 190, came through for the big stop.
There's a lot of opportunities for these players on defense for the Phantoms because when your offense is so potent, you're always going to be in situations where the opposing offenses just have to find a way to put points on the board, so that ball is going to be all over the place, and there's a lot of great athletic players on this defense for the Phantoms.
Yeah, a lot of speed, and Wojciechowski there cut right through the line, tried a little trickery on the sort of counter run by Hortonville. We're going to get a delay of game on Hortonville, and that comes from the back judge.
So again, Gary, these are these penalties you were talking about early on. Week 1, you forget how long is the actual play clock. You're not used to it. You try your best to mimic it in practice, but once you're in that game setting, your coach is far away, there's a lot more chatter in a real game than you have at practice with a bunch of fans on both sides of the field. It gets a little complicated to get used to in week 1 and week 2. You see a lot of these types of penalties.
So 2nd and 21 now. 10:09 to go here in the second quarter at Aiken Field at Hortonville High School. Gary Bolesky, Zach Morris. On the Score video stream game of the week, check out our YouTube score page. Pfeiffer rolling out to his left again. Oh, he's going to have to scramble. Wojciechowski on the pursuit. Pfeiffer looking to throw it and trying to get Konecki on the pattern, but a tough play. Pfeiffer running for his life. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, just trying to make something out of nothing, but nothing was there.
So 3rd and long, one of the things that Hortonville did early on in their first couple drives until that one, pushing the back penalty, was avoiding long yardage situations. But after the big loss on the first down run and then the penalty, we're looking at 3rd and 21. And another penalty, another false start. And we see this every year, Zach. It's his first game, and you'll see next week the corrections. They always say the improvement from week 1 to week 2. But these are the types of penalties. I remember last year, I think we were at FEL doing I believe it was Denmark and FEL, and it was the same thing. A lot of just either false starts, offsides, just penalties that, again, with more repetition, you correct quickly.
Yeah, I want to say that after week 1, week 2, you never see these penalties, but I'd be lying.
Yeah, you do. 3rd and forever for Hortonville. Pfeiffer got a lot of room to run if he wants to, and he will. Pfeiffer into West De Pere territory. Ooh, puts his shoulder down. Runs over Warner, the big defensive back, but a big gain. So that's going to create a 4th and manageable.
So this is that point in the game where
we're going to get a late penalty by one of the officials. We're going to get an unsportsmanlike by both teams. Not sure if there was some
chippering back and forth.
Yeah, I was going to say trash talking. Yeah, the referee heard something and put a stop to it right away.
Yeah, I mean, we can't hear it being up here, but obviously if they're sensing something, this is an easy way to let both teams know that, hey, we're shutting this down right now.
Well, they're going to go for it. Bit surprised here, just down 14-7 and 4th and 8. You don't get it. You're going to give Patrick Grayson and West De Pere excellent field position.
Now, I don't know if the quarterback can punt. We've seen this in many offenses for high school, but I think it has to do with how dangerous that offense is for West De Pere.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe that's what Pfeiffer will do. A quick pooch kick. Now he's rolling out. He's going to pass, and he's going to be well short. Again, not a play that even if they would have caught it to Engelbert would have been near enough yardage for a first down.
Yeah, it's a questionable call, no doubt about it. You look at it where you can make an attempt, but the problem I look at that is it wasn't the best play. I mean, you think you could have something else you could call, but again, the pass rush, they just had no answer, just zoomed right in and had really no answer for it.
Just a bit surprised, too, and don't trust the punt game. Try to at least pin back the Phantoms and Grayson. But again, aggressive play calling by Hortonville here in the first week of the season. So inside handoff to Lutz. Not much running room there. Might get to midfield for Ryan Lutz, senior running back for the Phantoms. Again, no huddle offense for West De Pere. Grayson calls the plays quickly. And straight drop back and in through the hands of Brody Benning. Incomplete pass. Sets up a 3rd and 8 for West De Pere.
So it's all about how the game has played out. If you're just tuning in right now on our OSI stream game on YouTube and you're wondering, why are they treating that last possession like it's the end of the game? Well, this offense has been unstoppable, multiple deep passes, and I think that's why you're seeing Hortonville make decisions that they normally wouldn't make.
Acevedo Ortez in motion. Grayson this time a little bit of a rush, and he's going to be brought down. Sacked on the play. Drew Rukala on the sack for Hortonville. So the big defensive stop for the Polar Bears. So the first punt of the night for West De Pere.
And now that changes your mind on these 4th downs. If you're the Polar Bears, maybe we can punt.
And Grayson, the beautiful punt, going to go over the head of Tenney, and it rolls into the end zone. 57-yard punt for Patrick Grayson. That's going to be...
We do have a penalty.
And they might bring that back. Well, let's see. West De Pere coaches were clapping. I wonder, could be a dead ball fall. We'll see. There's the far line judge in front of the West De Pere bench threw the flag. We're going to get holding on Hortonville. Beautiful punt by Grayson. First one of the night. So
yeah, almost able to keep it out of the end zone.
So they'll go half the distance, I believe, for the on the penalty. So big defensive stop there, exactly what Hortonville needed, Zach.
Well, it changes the whole complexion if you're a Hortonville fan, thinking that you have to score every possession to keep up with this offense, especially with 3 passes over 30 yards being completed early in this game. And you have belief now that your defense can hold. And granted, for how these offenses were starting to chug along in these first 2 drives, we've seen the opposite where now you're seeing the defensive coaches making some changes, being able to feel that, okay, these offenses look unstoppable. Let's change a few things and tighten this game up, and so far we have.
So 10-yard penalty puts it back 1st and 10 at the 10 for Pfeiffer. Inside handoff. That's Behrens. Behrens breaks a tackle. Behrens got some running room. Behrens on the outside. He's still on his feet. Tristan Behrens running over tacklers down to the 49-yard line. Call it 50. Gain of 40 for Tristan Behrens, this big junior running back for the Polar Bears. Not only you see Behrens' size there, Zach, but showing some good speed for Tristan Behrens.
Yeah, he was able to make a cutback, made the right read, and be able to just use his speed and pull away out to midfield.
Big run for Behrens and the Polar Bears. 1st and 10 at the 50. His biggest run by far of the night. And near interception, miscommunication between Pfeiffer and I believe one of his wide receivers. Is that Holdren? Or Engelbert, excuse me, the fullback. So 2nd and 10 for Hortonville. Clock stops at 8:04. 14-7, the Phantoms with the lead. We'll try to get you some scores on our way back from halftime. It's going to have a long halftime, so we'll take a little break here. Big rush on here, Pfeiffer. He's got some running room. Pfeiffer just nearly across the line of scrimmage, but a good job to Xavier Konecki for a first down. Excellent job by A.J. Pfeiffer as he was close to the line of scrimmage, but saw Konecki open on the crossing pattern and a beautiful dart through his senior wide receiver.
Well, you're seeing how momentum can just change throughout the progression of a game where you had the 4th downs not working in the Polar Bears' favor. You get a stop, and then there you are driving down the field. You get a great run, a great pass, and all of a sudden you're inside the 35.
So 1st and 10 at the 32 for Hortonville. Pfeiffer, quarterback draw. Going to cut it outside. Nice gain, and he breaks the tackle, still on his feet for A.J. Pfeiffer.
Now, we've seen the Polar Bears make another drive like this, but it was great defensive plays by the Phantoms to stop a drive like this. So we'll find out if they can make a play or two. It doesn't take much. A quick pass defend, a tackle for no gain, and all of a sudden you're talking about a 4th down.
A gain of 4 for Pfeiffer. Last year battled injuries at the quarterback position. Started about half the games, but you can see what he does when healthy. Certainly a dual threat for Hortonville. There's inside handoff. Nice job on the line. Down to maybe the 25. We'll call it the 26-yard line. Short gain. I believe that was Holdren. It sets up 3rd and 4.
Big 3rd down for the Polar Bears.
Again, just I hate to sound like a broken record, but just a beautiful Friday night here at Hortonville High School to kick off our 2025 season. We'll be here all season long on our Score video stream game of the week, brought to you by the Orthopedic Sports Institute of the Fox Valley and Myron Construction. Don't forget in the postgame of the Fox Community Credit Union. Oh, and that's going to be a first down for the Polar Bears. Again, the aggressiveness of the West De Pere defense. They jump on the extra count. So what a way to draw a first down. And I don't, as a coach, it's one of the more frustrating penalties, Zach, when it's 3rd and short. And I'm sure every coach is saying, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. And you jump.
I think it's frustrating for West De Pere knowing that that's the 2nd one of the game.
It is. So it's happened twice, and I'm sure that will be addressed by Coach Grayson and the defensive staff at the half. So big first down. Pfeiffer going to roll out to his left, then he throws across the way. Intended receiver, Isaac Banky, incomplete. Even though Pfeiffer, a right-handed throwing quarterback, they certainly like to roll to the left a lot, which doesn't seem much of an issue with his. He's got a strong arm.
Well, it's a little scary sometimes when your quarterback is rolling out, has more time to throw, because that gives you more time to think, maybe I can squeeze it in this tight window and risk that interception for a touchdown. It's good when it works, but it's also dangerous when you see your quarterback make a play like that.
2nd and 10 for Hortonville. Behrens to the right of Pfeiffer. Engelbert in motion. Inside handoff to Behrens. Behrens got a lot of running room on the right side. Nice open field tackle, but a nice gain for Tristan Behrens. Braylon Stagel, nice open field tackle for the Phantoms. But a nice gain of 5 by Behrens, who's had a really nice game, the junior running back. Holdren in for him to the right of Pfeiffer. Engelbert in motion. Perfect snap. Pass down the middle. Oh, and a touchdown! John Engelbert 16-yard touchdown reception from A.J. Pfeiffer. Hortonville 1 point away from tying this up at 14.
Yep, just a great throw and being able to wait for your receivers to make their routes, and just like how you write it up and play it out in practice is just progressing right onto the playing field.
Boy, great job by Engelbert. I thought that was almost going to be picked off by one of the safeties. Kick good. We are tied at 14. 4:54 to go here in the second quarter. We got a good football game from Aiken Field. Hortonville 14, West De Pere 14. We're back after this timeout.
Myron Construction has the unique opportunity to build the landscape of our communities. We play a role in shaping the region as well as communities across the country. Our work supports a range of organizations and industries, ones that ensure health and well-being, secure resources for struggling populations, teach our children, enrich local economies, provide spaces for recreation and entertainment, and strengthen our neighborhoods. We create thriving, welcoming places for people to work, play, and engage. Together, we're building excellence.
And welcome back to Aiken Field here at Hortonville High School. Gary Berleski and Zach Morris. We are tied at 14 on a beautiful touchdown pass from A.J. Pfeiffer to John Engelbert on the crossing pattern. And again, Zach, I was looking at one of the safeties. I thought it was going to step in front of Engelbert for the interception, but Pfeiffer thread the needle and a great catch by the fullback for the 16-yard touchdown catch.
And that was the drive that they needed, and that's some great passes we saw along with some great runs. Again, this game starts to equalize a little bit. You're not feeling as scared defensively if you're the Polar Bears.
Kick by Grassi down at the 15-yard lines and brought down at the 31. Warner on the return for West De Pere.
Now, the Phantoms, they have 2 drives where they scored, 2 drives with no points. But one of them was off a deep pass over 40 yards and led to a fumble, which was recovered by the Polar Bears.
That's really the turning point to me.
And then you had that, followed by a 3 and out. But just because there's been stops by the Polar Bears, I wouldn't feel 100% guaranteed if I'm a Hortonville fan, because this offense knows what they're doing.
Grayson back to pass. Little screen pass to Lutz. He's got a lot of room. And nice block by one of his linemen. Lutz into West De Pere territory. Gain of 20. Nice job by number 52 for West De Pere. That was Matthew Shetter. Had a beautiful open field block to create that opening for Lutz. So again, no huddle offense by the Phantoms. Inside handoff. This time Lutz again. He's got a lot of running room. Another first down. Back-to-back first downs, one through the air, one through the ground for Ryan Lutz.
And again, this offense shows you how dangerous they are. 2 plays are already inside the 40. And, yeah, they may have struggled, but they had that whole defensive stretch to be able to work on some new plays.
Grayson, little missed timing trying to get Judea Knirskin. Incomplete, one of the rare incompletions for Grayson. As I mentioned earlier, committed to South Dakota and playing for the Coyotes. Grayson nearly snapped, and nice open field tackle as Grayson was nearly sacked on the play, and a good job getting it to Colton Newens.
And he was almost able to break out of that tackle.
Wish I could get you the number for Hortonville. Too quick, but great open field tackle by that Hortonville defender. Sets up 3rd and 7. Grayson looking over to head coach Chris Grayson, and we're going to get a timeout by Hortonville. We'll keep it right here. So 3:38 to go in the first half, 14-14. Again, week 1. some games last night. Not many local. Watching some games online. Watch my alma mater, Pacelli Cardinals, defeat Manawa 14-0. The Underman Cardinals with the shutout. Also watch the, speaking of Rice Lake, they knocked off West De Pere. So watching the video stream of them and DC Everest. It was a great game. 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, and Rice Lake scored on a short touchdown run in the remaining seconds of the game to win that one.
And a reminder for next week for our OSI high school video stream game of the week, we have Denmark at Fox Valley Lutheran. And if you like what you're seeing on this video stream on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to The Score and also like this video and let us know who you're rooting for tonight, either the West De Pere Phantoms or the Hortonville Polar Bears.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that. Try to give you a shout out later. Again, we'll be at FVL next Friday night. Grayson, shotgun snap. Long crossing party. He's got Knierskin wide open. Knierskin's going to walk into the end zone. His first catch of the night from 34 yards out as the Phantoms take the lead 20-14 on the 34-yard touchdown pass.
Again, that's the third deep pass, the fourth we're seeing now. Again, this offense knows how to just continue to pass their way down the field. And, yeah, they're one of the better passing attacks in the region, and there's a reason why.
And we talked about Knierskin, one of the reading receivers last year. Been a little quiet, had the one catch, but he fumbled it. We're going to get another timeout. I think we're going to maybe too many men or a full start by the Phantoms. But, again, boy, you give Patrick Grayson that much time to throw, and Knierskin with a crossing pattern, one-on-one coverage, and that is just a awfully tough matchup.
It's a tough break, too, for the Polar Bears, knowing that you had opportunities on that drive to make a tough third down, but instead...
Looks like now West De Pere going to go for 2. Yeah, Polar Bears penalty. I didn't catch what it was.
So the difference of you move it up a yard, you're going to take that opportunity.
Inside handoff and stopped. They went for 2 and it didn't pay off. Drew Ruckala again with the tackle for a loss. So 20-14. As they get the big stop on the 2-point conversion. So 3:31 to go. Keep it right here for the remaining 3:31 here in the second quarter. And I guess early observation, Zach, of Patrick Grayson, I guess, to me, as good as advertised.
Yeah, he's done everything that he needs to be able to do, and everyone's going to be worried all season long with defenses how to defend him. And great showing for week 1. Didn't get the extra point there, but when you can be able to pass the way he's been, he'll have plenty of opportunities to make up for that 1 point later for the Phantoms.
Maverick Lore coming out to do the kicking for West De Pere.
One score, we have Appleton North Lightning 7, McGuanago 0 at half.
Nice. It's a big game for Lightning. We're going to start first 3 weeks against 3 quality opponents all on the road.
Speaking of tough opponents, you have Nina hosting Muskego, leading 14-7 at the halftime break.
Oh, FVA doing well. 2 of the better teams, McGuanago and Muskego. Here's Lore's kick, high kick. Going to take Barons down to the 2. Barons head of steam. Barons, he's got a hole. It's going to run over the kicker and all the way down to the 40-yard lines. Boy, Tristan Barons putting on a performance tonight. First at running back, and that one on the kick return. 59-yard kickoff return for Tristan Barons and a good hole. And again, big kid, 6'2", 230, but showing some great speed.
Yeah, and a great opportunity for the Polar Bears. You're going to test out that defense of West De Pere. There's going to be some stress now on that squad, knowing that they didn't have much time to rest.
We're going to get a late flag. I wonder if we're going to get a penalty on the West De Pere bench. Came from the line judge in front of the... We're going to get a warning. Sideline warning. No penalty, just the first warning of the night. So Polar Bears with excellent field position here, 41-yard line. Pfeiffer, quarterback draw. Breaks the tackle. Puts his head down, going to get what he could. I'm going to move him back. Thought he got maybe another yard or two, but nice run for Pfeiffer, getting what he could as he was being chased by, once again, Carter Seaborn. The clock continues to run under the 3-minute mark. 2nd and 6. Christensen out wide, far side. Tedley closest to us. Tedley in motion. Inside handoff, fakes. Pfeiffer going to keep it himself. Again, Pfeiffer eluding is doing what he can. Able to get some positive yardage, but only a gain of 1. Maybe 2. I'll tell you, Pfeiffer is not an easy quarterback to bring down in the open field. 3rd and 5 for the Polar Bears. Jack Holdren now in at running back, just to the left of Pfeiffer. Perfect snap. Rush is on. Pfeiffer going to look for Holdren, and tried to get the completion around the 20-yard lines, incomplete.
So an opportunity now for West De Pere to avoid a chance of having points on them on the scoreboard by the Polar Bears after that great kick return.
Pfeiffer getting the play from the sidelines. 20-14. Excellent high school football game here for you at Aiken Field at Hortonville High School. Tell you, Hortonville has really played well tonight. Rush is on. We're going to get a flag and incomplete, but there is a flag on the field. Big rush on the play by number 19, Jack Rodewalt. I think we're going to get again, legal procedure penalty, so that'll be a turnover on downs here for the Polar Bears. Again, Rodewalt came in on touchdown the blitz. Pfeiffer didn't have a lot of time to throw. So first down now, you give Patrick Grayson minute 42 at the 36-yard line. Boy, it'd be so much better if you're Hortonville going into the locker room down 6. And again, we're going to get a little miscommunication on defensive alignment. I think they were short a player. So we're going to keep it here. Take a little break at the half. It's Parents' Night here at Hortonville, so an extended halftime. So we'll take a little bit of a timeout. Come back, have a little bit of recap of the first half. Get you set for second half action, and maybe hopefully have a few more scores from you across the area, local teams. Again, week 1, our radio game of the week on 95.3 AM 1570 The Score. Tony Giordana, Dick Napinski at Little Chute High School tonight. A couple of really good small school programs in the state of Wisconsin, Winneconne and Little Chute. Winneconne, their quarterback is going to University of Iowa as I believe, wide receiver, but he plays quarterback for Winneconne. So a big test for the Mustangs. So 1st and 10, Grayson in at quarterback. Crossing pattern to Konerski. Konerski a lot of room, and he is brought down in the open field just short of the first down. Nice tackle. I believe that was getting number 29. Cash Botting. second and 1. Grayson, incomplete pass, trying to go for the long crossing pattern to Colton Newens. Incomplete. Gotcha. 3rd and 2 here for the Phantoms. Knerskian with the first down catch into Hortonville territory. Clock will stop. I think we're going to get a timeout right away, though. They do have, I believe, 3.
Well, this is where it gets a little bit difficult for West De Pere. I mean, how much time do you really need to score?
Yeah.
We've seen this offense being able to strike from 30, 40 yards out, and you only need, 3 seconds to get those plays off. Now, if you're the Polar Bears, you just got to be able to hold defensively.
Yeah, it's been a big second quarter for Judea Kniskern. 6'2", 195-pound senior wide receiver. One of Patrick Grayson's favorite targets last year. And as I mentioned, they took a pretty big loss on the receiver and running back core, but Knerskian, one of the kids, back at it, and he's coming off that 34-yard touchdown catch earlier here in the second quarter to give the Phantoms the lead at 20-14.
You mentioned the game over on the score. Whittier County leads Little Chute 14-6 at halftime.
Yeah, good one over at Little Chute High School.
Starting to realize we're probably going to be the last game to finish because of all the scoring we've been having.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow-moving game, but a very entertaining one. We'll take that. I mean, last year at this time, West De Pere knocked off Hortonville 45-0, so they had a running clock. With this one, what a difference the year has made, especially credit Hortonville. Grayson, quick out to Kniskern. Nice block by one of his wide receivers. That was Darian Acevedo Ortiz on a beautiful block. Set up Knerskian for more yardage. Big first down play on just a simple out pattern.
Yeah, it wasn't a complicated play at all.
Inside handoff to Lutz. Lutz, open field tackle by Pfeiffer. The quarterback also starting at cornerback for the Polar Bears. Not often do you see that, where the quarterback playing both ways for a D1, D2 team. Grayson, good time, going to roll to his left a little bit. Looking for his wide receiver and overthrown, intended for Acevedo Ortiz. 3rd and 6, 35.7 seconds to go here. And just looking across, standing room only crowd for West De Pere. They were here early. Their section is full. People lined up on the fence line for West De Pere, and looking below us, a really nice turnout here for the home team, Hortonville. Beautiful facility here at Hortonville High School, Aiken Field. And a huge compliment to the athletic staff for really taking care of us tonight. Appreciate that. Grayson in the pocket. He's got his receiver. That is Newens. Going to be a first down. And we're getting another timeout this time. Coach Chris Grayson giving a timeout. He's going to come out, talk to the team. Yeah, they're even feeding us, Zach.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great place. Hortonville, wish we were here every week.
I know. They were like, yeah, well, what do you guys want for halftime? And they're like, here's what our menu is. We're like, seriously? So, knowing media, of course, best meal is a free meal. Won't pass that up.
Speaking for Hortonville, this is going to be a great opportunity for them. They have to just hold on for 30 seconds, basically, because this offense only needs one play. They're not that far out, and we've seen great pass routes by both teams. I mean, the last touchdown for Hortonville was in this situation, and we know West De Pere's offense can do it. It all comes down to one big play for the defense. It may take 2 sacks or a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, it just, again, the difference, I think, just emotionally and going in the locker room just down 6, or even if you hold them to a field goal, but a touchdown now would not feel good being down maybe 27-14 or 28 if they go for 2. So we'll see. Still some football ahead of us. Grayson, this time going to roll to his right. Grayson, a lot of room to throw. This time going to zip one in the middle. He's got an open receiver. That's going to be a touchdown for Aiden Alinsky from 12 yards out. Grayson had a lot of time to throw, and Alinsky found the open area for another touchdown pass from Grayson to Walensky from 12 yards.
And West De Pere's calling a timeout, probably to plan a 2-point conversion here to even up their score at 28-14. And that was a big touchdown for the Phantoms because they do receive the ball in the third quarter.
Great point, Zach. They did. They won the toss, deferred, so they could have really turned this in and for a 2-for-1. Boy, again, Grayson, you just can't give him that much time to throw, that time to roll out to the right. Great route by Walensky, found the opening, and Grayson hit him in stride, and Walensky crashed into the end zone for that touchdown reception. Third one of the night for Patrick Grayson. You're going to see a lot more of that here in the 2025 season. Looks like they're going to go for 2. Lutz to the right of Grayson. The umpire waiting for the referee to give him the go-ahead signal. There it is. 23 seconds to go here. Snap from Grayson again, roll out to the right. Grayson, ooh, that had to hit Linsky right through his hands. 2-point conversion, no good. We'll keep it right here.
So now there's 2 points for West De Pere they'll be chasing. Not going for the extra point when they had the penalty. Went for 2, failed, and now we just seen the second 2-point conversion fail. So depending how this game continues to play its way out, it's still a whole another half to go, and West De Pere does receive the ball to start the third quarter. But if you're Hortonville, if you can hold defensively, put up a touchdown, make your extra point, you made this down to a 5-point game, and this can be the make or break early on. It's those 2 points sometimes that happen in the first half. Not many people think about it as the second half progresses that can make or break the game.
23 seconds to go. See this time if Behrens isn't even back. I think he's getting a breather. He's been going both ways as well a little bit for Tristan Behrens. He had the big kick return last time. See if Maverick Lord even tries to kick it down or just try to squib kick here with this 12-point lead. Again, a very entertaining first half here at Aiken Field. Great opportunity to watch Patrick Grayson for the first time this year in person. Lord with the little pooch kick. They're going to have to get down on it. That's a really good kick, and nice job by number 27 for Hortonville, Brody Conti. Great job by Conti to get that loose ball.
Yeah, I mean, almost an opportunity there.
It would have been dangerous if West De Pere catches that. That was a great kick, pooch kick by Lure. And if it wasn't for Conte, West De Pere would have fell on top of that one. So I think right now you just run one play, head to the locker room down 12.
Yeah, you take that at this point. You don't want to risk of an interception because we know they can return on an interception for West De Pere. So just play it safe, go into halftime, down by 12. It could be worse. So you have to take that, make some adjustments to get ready for the second half.
Pfeiffer in the spread formation. See what they do. Engelbert in motion. And they're going to pass. Looking deep, and that's going to be intercepted. Risky throw, and third interception of the half, and second interception of the night, I believe, for Cooper Borowitz. And, yeah, they're going to give Borowitz. So you give Grayson another opportunity with 17.4 seconds.
And this is where the questionable play there will bring up. Granted, Hortonville can get a stop here and no harm, no foul. But we've seen this offense with 4 deep strikes. They can get it again.
Yeah, again, just wonder if you just take a knee, go to the locker room. It's still a lot of field ahead of Grayson, but you just don't want to put the ball in his hands. And Grayson scrambling. Going to zip it across to Linsky. Going to get a first down right at the 45-yard line. You get one more of those, Zach, and then probably one crack into the end zone.
Even if you get a deep enough play, you might even look at a field goal opportunity as well.
Yeah, probably need about 30 yards for that one. I'm not sure 10 points. Here again, long out, and receiver is going to have to come down. They do a timeout with 2.7 seconds. Number 88, another receiver, Chase Kerrigan, this time going to get his name in the statistics in the stat book. So that's actually going to run out, and that is half. I thought they maybe have given him a timeout.
I think they were out of timeout, so that was the issue.
Could be. You only get 3. So before we take a little bit break, Zach, your first half assessment of a West De Pere 26-14 lead here over Hortonville.
For West De Pere, offense looked great. Defense could repair a few things. Working against game one, you're going to have issues no matter what, offense and defensively. But we know their offense is already in midseason form. As for Hortonville, we've seen some great flashes from this offense. A lot of excitement for fans to build off of, but we're also seeing some learning curves, and it's how you can advance from those learning curves and being able to get ready for the next game would be huge. But still have a whole nother half. All you have to do is make a few plays, and you're right back in this game. Only down by 12, could be worse. Touchdown, a turnover, you're right back in it. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the second half does play out.
Quick scoring recap. First quarter, Hortonville took the opening drive right down the field, capped off by a A.J. Pfeiffer 1-yard touchdown run. West De Pere answered quickly. Ryan Lutz had a 12-yard touchdown run. Then after a interception by West De Pere, they turned it into a 36-yard one-play touchdown drive to Darian Acevedo Ortiz. Second quarter, it was A.J. Pfeiffer, 16-yard touchdown pass to John Engelbert, tied it at 14. Then a couple more touchdown passes by Patrick Grayson. One to his number one receiver, Judea Knerskin, 34 yards. And then late here in the second quarter, 12-yard touchdown pass to Olinsky. A couple two-point versions, not good. So we've played one half of football where West De Pere leads Hortonville by a score of 26-14. We're going to take a little bit of break, and when we return, we'll get you ready for second half action. Gary Bileski and Zach Morris. It's the Orthopedic and Sports Institute video stream game of the week here on the Score video stream.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
Dusty boots from a hard day's work, a sense of progress and pride. A hard hat adorned with a collection of successful projects and dreams brought to life. These are trademarks of a construction worker, their unique signature. At Myron Construction, the men and women who build our projects from the ground up balance artistry and skill with safe, quality construction. Their legacy reaches far beyond the physical structures they build, setting the stage for our clients to do what they do best. Together, we're building excellence.
Zach Morris here as we are on our halftime break for our OSI video stream game of the week. West De Pere leading Hortonville 26-14. We'll be having action in roughly 7 minutes here. Scores around the area. Currently we have Appleton North leading Naguanago 21-6 in the fourth quarter. Yes, we have some fourth quarter scores already. Freedom leading New London 14-0 in the third. Luxembourg Casco over Seymour 13-6 in the third. Fond du Lac over Hartford 10-6 in the third quarter as we just get a refresh. You can always find out more scores at thescorewi.com. Green Bay Preble leading Oshkosh West 10-3 in the third quarter. Neenah leading Muskego 14-13 in the third. Big matchups. Over on 95-3, 991 the score in the third quarter. We have Winneconne leading Little Chute 14-6. Fox Valley Lutheran tied with Two Rivers in the third quarter. Kimberly and Hamilton tied at 21 in the third as well. Xavier leading Valders 28-0 in the third. Wrightstown leading Wapaka 28-7. That's a halftime score. Oshkosh North leading Ashwaubenon 21-14. And that game is nearing halftime. No score reported yet for Appleton West and Green Bay East. And that is all we have for local scores in the area. Again, we'll be back with second half coverage with West De Pere and Hortonville in roughly 5 minutes on our OSI video stream game of the week. And a reminder that next week we will be at Fox Valley Lutheran as they host Denmark next Friday night with kickoff at 7.
The low hum of heavy equipment, the drone of power tools, the swift movement of boots on the ground as craftspeople work safely and efficiently. These are the sounds of an active construction site, the core of our business. At Myron Construction, our teammates carry out the crucial job of bringing our clients' dreams to life. They hold in their hands the tools to make something out of nothing and build structures that will stand the test of time. Together, we are building excellence.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're Best of the Valley.
And welcome back to Aiken Field here at Hortonville High School. Gary Berleski and Zach Morris. We are getting ready for third quarter action. West De Pere will receive. They did win the toss. Opening toss deferred to the second half. And we've had an entertaining first half, Zach, 26-14. You mentioned defense for both teams. What do you think some of the corrections for each team could make here as we start the third quarter?
Well, it's going to come down to being able to make the right plays. I mean, that's what not having a penalty that will alter a drive, and just continue to trust what your defense coach is telling you. If you want to be able to try to fight up each gap and be able to prevent these running backs from getting anywhere, well, we've seen it work in this game. And, again, the speed of West De Pere is going to play a huge factor and try to prevent Hortonville from putting any points on the board.
Paul Grazzi will do the kicking here for Hortonville. It's a very entertaining first half. Let's see what we got here in store for the second half. Little pooch kick, and down at the 30-yard line is West De Pere. Short return down to the 35. Braylon Gentili on the return. So Patrick Grayson mentioned headed to South Dakota Coyotes. Had a great junior year. Put some really impressive numbers, especially in the postseason, and has sort of started off where he left off. 3 touchdown passes in the first half for the senior quarterback Grayson. There's Lutz on the carry. Nice cutback, and he's going to be near first down yardage. Just short. But we do have one of the offensive linemen getting up a little slowly. Number 70, Kedron Diaz. Gets back, though, to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 1. Lutz again is going to have a first down inside Hortonville territory down to the 49. Now we got another injury by, looks like number 14, Alinsky. He's got a cramper. Again, that wouldn't be surprising tonight with the weather conditions. Yeah, it looks like Hortonville trainer's first out, cramping up. Something that certainly we'll have to pay attention to here in the second half. Humid night, beautiful night for football. Still, though, a little bit on the sticky side.
Yeah, especially, as you mentioned, the first game of the year. This tends to happen because the temperatures are going to be a lot warmer than we have when we get to weeks 7, 8, 9, level 1, level 2, level 3. It's going to be a lot colder. So we have this, and plus, again, first game of the year, it's a lot. And this is unusual sometimes to have a longer halftime for your first game of the year, knowing it was Parents' Night. When you do have Parents' Night or Senior Night, homecoming, you tend to have longer halftimes. Gets you prepared for the regular season when those nights do pop up, but again, that comes down to your conditioning for both teams, being able to respond from that. We talk about that in the NFL when they had the longer halftime shows. How do teams respond? And we're going to see that right now with Hortonville and West De Pere.
So Alinsky does his best to try it off. He'll be sure and getting hydrated as much as possible, and I'm sure they did. Excellent training staffs on both sides. It's just a matter of, again, the body first game of the year. Grayson on the handoff to Lutz. Again, another nice run as West De Pere's offensive line opening up some big holes for the senior running back, Ryan Lutz. Gain of 8. Call it second and the short 2. Lutz again, first down yardage into Hortonville defensive backfield. So early on, first half was through the air for Grayson. Now they're just giving it to Ryan Lutz, and he's running behind this big offensive line for West De Pere, creating a lot of open space. I think we're going to get a false start penalty on the Phantoms. Yeah, legal procedure. 5 yards back. They have Lutz listed as 5'4". I don't think he's that short, 170 pounds. Not the tallest running back, but he runs hard. He's well put together. Runs hard between the tackles, and again, fake handoff, and we're going to get another penalty. Back-to-back penalties here. We talked about that in the first half with both teams. It was a bit sloppy. And again, another 5-yard illegal procedure penalty. All of a sudden, it's 1st and 20 for West De Pere.
Yeah, I mean, the Phantoms were just looking pretty solid again on this opening drive, and now we're already back 10 yards, and this is what Hortonville needed to try to get this offense off the field.
Perfect snap to Grayson. Little quick screen to Knirschken. Knirschken is going to have much of that yardage back, and he'll be getting about 14, maybe 15 back. Little quick screen to Judea Knirschken, and he gets a nice gain of, call it 15. So all of a sudden, 2nd and 5 for the Phantoms. Inside handoff. Again, another false start penalty. Coach Grayson out on the field, letting his team have it. Certainly frustrated with that.
Well, they do run quickly, and when you run the no huddle, you are leading up opportunities for players to be out of place. And I guess it's kind of shocking we didn't really see much of it in the first half for West De Pere.
Yeah, it's not easy for the offensive line. It's a quick tempo, and sometimes you're anticipating the count. Grayson, handoff to Lutz. Again, another huge hole for Lutz. He's got a first down. Boy, they found something at the half that they are exposing, and that's right between the tackles for West De Pere. And we're going to get a too many men on the field penalty for Hortonville. They were trying to get a player off. So 5 yard. So all of a sudden it'll be 1st and 5. That's the risk with this no huddle offense. It creates difficulties in the substitution patterns for the defense. Yeah, I think something at half. They must have, the coaching staff maybe up here saw something like, you know, as great an arm and thrower Grayson is, they can run the ball between the tackles, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Correct.
Again, fake handoff this time to Lutz. Grayson going to roll out to his right. He's got Knirschken wide open for the touchdown. 4th touchdown pass of the evening for Patrick Grayson. This time for Janaea Knirschken. Makes it 32-14.
Again, this West De Pere offense just making it easy, and we're seeing Grayson just being able to do whatever he wants, and wasn't even panicking when they were in that 1st and 20. Continue to trust the offense because he knows how solid this unit is, being able to execute plays. Even the offensive line maybe having issues of getting set. Well, they overlooked that problem.
And Lures kick up and good. So West De Pere takes the opening drive 4-6. They now lead 33-14. It's the OSI Video Stream Game of the Week. We're back after this timeout.
Myron Construction has the unique opportunity to build the landscape of our communities. We play a role in shaping the region as well as communities across the country. Our work supports a range of organizations and industries, ones that ensure health and well-being, secure resources for struggling populations, teach our children, enrich local economies, provide spaces for recreation and entertainment, and strengthen our neighborhoods. We create thriving, welcoming places for people to work, play, and engage. Together, we're building excellence.
Got one baseball score for you. Brewers and Giants tied 2-2. Willie Adamas back to American Family Field for the first time. Hit a home run. His first at bat looked like Jose Quintana gave him a fat fastball to Willie, and he took advantage. So 2-2 on that one. Just some other high school scores. Freedom leading New London 14-7. Preble 10-3 over Oshkosh West. Neenah now leading Muskego 14-13. Winnicott still leading Little Chute 14-6. Applin North leading McGuanago. That'd be a big win for Coach Salm and the Lightning 21-6. There's the opening kick for the kickoff here for the Phantoms, and another nice return for the Polar Bears.
We have our first comment on our video stream on YouTube. We have from a West De Pere Phantom fan showing 2 hearts, 1 black and 1 orange. So we know we have 1 Phantom fan for sure. And
excellent.
The rest are just solid high school football fans.
Well, we appreciate you watching us here on our Score video stream. Subscribe and like if you can. Zach and I and Jonathan will be throughout the season here to get you a game every week. Most will be Friday nights. A couple Thursdays from now, we'll be back on a Thursday night.
Yeah, if you want notifications when we're live, all you got to do is subscribe and hit the notifications button so you can it'll let you know every time we are live.
So Hortonville now down big and not much running room there. I believe that was Barron's. A.J. Pfeiffer, the quarterback, nice. That's a Holdren, actually, correction. Nice first half, but also, though, now we're going to get another cramp, this time on the defensive side. 3 interceptions for Pfeiffer. A couple of those were almost more just trying to make a big play happen. Cooper Borowitz with 2 of the 3 interceptions. So also a touchdown run and a touchdown pass for Pfeiffer. So I think with Pfeiffer, obviously, you're going to take, those risky plays, but he's also done, I think, a really nice job running the football.
Yeah, and that's what's great to see, knowing that you have a threat that can do multiple things. And this is how your offense is dangerous when you get into the deeper parts of the season and continuing to grow your game. Just because everything looks great doesn't mean they're going to run the same offense every single game. There'll be changes, and that's the beauty of the sport. As you go every week, it's a different battle, different story. And all those weeks when you get into the postseason, forms to do an offense that you probably would never expected that your team's able to do once you get into the postseason compared to week 1.
Again, a little bit of injury timeout. Again, cramping has sort of been the issue here early in the second half. And I think we're going to, see that with this Human Knight and that player, number 93.
Polar Bears doing pretty good, staying hydrated. Maybe when they practice on ice, I don't know.
Snap to Pfeiffer and quick pass to Engelbert. Incomplete. Again, nice rush. As we've seen this throughout the game, West De Pere's been able to get some decent pressure on Pfeiffer to sometimes have him throw a little earlier than he would like. .9:01 to go here in the third quarter. 3rd and 10 for Hortonville. Really could use a nice drive, keep their defense off the field. Pfeiffer going to roll out to his left. This time going to scramble to his right. Not much running room, and he's going to be brought down for the sack. Nice job for containment by the Phantoms defensive line. They really gave Pfeiffer nowhere to run, and Luia Delgado, credit him for the sack. So first time tonight, the punting unit coming out for Hortonville.
Yeah, that's a great sack. I mean, just being able to collapse the pocket. I mean, he had nowhere to go. He tried to go to the right, to the left. It didn't matter. That was just a solid pass rush by every defensive lineman and pass rusher for the Phantoms.
So the first punt of the night, high snap brought down. And beautiful punt. That's going to go over the head. Still rolling. Isaac Banky, the punter, with a beauty there. All the way down to the 15-yard line. Almost a 60-yard punt by Banky on the roll. Do have a correction thanks to our score video stream. It's Ryan Lutz, not Lutz.
Coming from Luke Sampe, thank you, saying,
Oh, Luke.
Go Phantoms.
Big fan of Luke, so I apologize, Luke. One of the better meteorologists in our area on Channel 5, so Luke, appreciate that. Had a buddy from my old TV days, same spelling, he went by Lutz, so Lutz, so it is. So appreciate that, Luke. Thanks for tuning in. Another penalty here by the Phantoms. 33-14, 1st and 15 now at the 10. Fake handoff to Lutz. Grayson going to keep it himself for the first time. He's brought down near the original line of scrimmage. Grayson with 4 touchdown passes on the evening. Lutz got the scoring underway with the first touchdown of the year on the 12-yard touchdown run. There's Grayson out pattern. Again, open wide receiver. Chase Garrigan makes it a much more manageable 3rd down now. 3rd and let's call it 4. And another injury on the side here. It was one of the Polar Bears trying to get up under his own power.
So coming up, it will be a huge 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for the Phantoms, because if the Polar Bears can get a stop here, it's about just getting back to the flow of your offense. And this game is not out of hand, still approaching midway 3rd quarter, where this game can go either way. You can't look at the scoreboard and think there's no way we can come back. This offense is just too dangerous. We've seen so many twists and turns in every game. It takes 2 turnovers and the game completely flips. But the offense, what we saw in that first possession for the Polar Bears, just far off from what they were able to do in the first half. Granted, that could be with some adjustments by the Phantoms.
3rd and 4, Grayson crossing pattern. He's got his receiver. That is Darian Acevedo Ortiz. Nice crossing pattern for another 1st down for the Phantoms. Do have one surprising score to tell you about, Zach. Milwaukee Hamilton Chargers leading Kimberly 35-21 down in Milwaukee. Lutz on the carry, running hard between tackles again, still on his feet all the way near the 40-yard line. Appleton North still leading McGuanago on the road 21-6. Oshkosh North, big lead over Ashwaubenon 34-14. Get you some more scores here throughout the second half.
If you're ever about and you want to find more scores, always head to thescorewi.com. You'll be able to find scores every Friday.
Fake to Lutz. Grayson on the out pattern. He's got another open receiver. Colton Newens on the reception. I think 2nd or 3rd catch of the night for Colton. We got another injury, another cramp. This time player right in front of the Kimberly bench. The 4th player already here in the second half.
Yeah, it's back-to-back injuries now for Hortonville. We're seeing this humid night now starting to kick in, and I wonder with the extended halftime. And again, your first game of the year, though, you're pushing yourself even more than you have throughout practices as well.
Lutz on the carry. Fights hard to get behind the line of scrimmage for maybe a couple of yards. Yeah, it's been a beautiful night, but a bit on the humid side. Although we do have another injury. I think another cramp. I was talking to Coach Reichert about the weather, and we were joking that a couple months from now we'll be complaining about the cold, and we wish it was back mid 70s and a little bit humid.
That's
it just
how
changes so quickly here.
I mean, that's how the high school football season works. I mean, usually you have a night like this, week 1, it's humid. Weeks 2 and 3, sometimes you have the battle of mosquitoes. That's always been some fun games, especially when they get into the press box for us.
Fake to Lutz. Again, the quick screen. Oh, and that's a beautiful play by Knurskin. He is off to the races. Judea Knurskin, 48 yards from Patrick Grayson on the quick bubble screen. Knurskin broke one tackle, and he was off to the races for his 3rd touchdown of the night. And all of a sudden, West De Pere blowing this one open, now leading 39-14. And Zach, what a quick strike from Grayson to Knurskin.
Yeah, we haven't seen the quick strike recently, so when it happens, you almost forget about it, that this offense can do.
Lohr with the point after, 40-14. That was a beautifully executed, and credit to the blocking on that as well. That quick bubble screen on the right side. Knurskin broke one tackle, and we'll keep it right here, and he was off to the races. The 5th touchdown pass of the night for Patrick Grayson. And you talk about a well-executed play, Zach, that's about as good as it gets.
Yep, and that's what you want. I mean, this again, we've seen this offense being able to strike from any point of this field, and that's, again, week 1, we're seeing this ultimate pass defense. I'm excited to see the progression, how they, once other teams get film of this game and try to find out how to attack this passing attack of the Phantoms, is the next step, the next echelon that they can be in this offense. And again, it's early this year, but Grayson looking at everything what we're told about how great this offense will be with him.
He's been outstanding, as good as advertised tonight. Here's Lohr on the kick from the 40, high end over end kick down to, call it the 5-yard line for the Polar Bears. And return man eludes a couple. Jack Tenney, on the return for the Polar Bears. So right now, Zach, I know it's the game pretty much out of hand here for Hortonville, but you started well. I think more importantly now you want to try to finish well. You know, I think West De Pere made some of those defensive adjustments. It's made it harder for the Polar Bears to move the football. But right now, it's, just try to get, a couple first downs here. Give that defense a break. They've been on the last couple quarters on the field an awful lot.
Well, exactly, and run the offense that you were in the first half. Just try to get back to what that flow was.
Inside handoff to Behrens. Behrens breaks the tackle. He's going to try to hit it outside. Breaks another tackle. Puts his shoulder down. Going to call it a gain of 8 for Tristan Behrens. He's been really one of the bright spots on the offensive side. Also had that long kick return of nearly 60 yards. A nice run by Behrens. Big back, but also really nice speed. 2nd and 2 now for the Polar Bears. A.J. Pfeiffer still in. Also wide near to us, Connor Christensen. Behrens to Pfeiffer's right. Again, handoff to Behrens. Puts his head down. Going to try to fight. I think he will have enough yardage for a first down. Pushed back, but forward progress as the referee, far line judge.
And again, that's
see him moving the chains.
That's what's important for the Polar Bears, being able to just move the chains, get first downs, get another one, then another, and then you're in a situation where you're looking at a scoring opportunity and you're building more confidence. You can look at it, it's 40-14. You could feel that, this game could be out of hand. Keep fighting your way back. You never know what could happen, and especially it's about working your way towards week 2. The season's not over in week 1. It's about the adjustments you can make and find someone from this game to build off of.
Pfeiffer back to pass. Blitz picked up. He's just going to throw that one away. And again, West De Pere going to be one of the top teams in the state of Wisconsin in Division II. A win away from making it to Madison. 2 years ago, they lost in the state finals. So this coaching staff, led by Chris Grayson, they know how to win. These players have a lot of experience. So You might look at last year, 45-0, game completely dominated by West De Pere. I think it's been, the score may not indicate it, but it's certainly been a much more competitive game than it was a year ago.
Oh, especially early on.
And Holden, was that Barons again? I think we got a fumble, and West De Pere going to recover. And they do recover. Now Holden on the carry, stripped by the Phantoms. So the 4th turnover of the night for Hortonville. Again, something they'll need to work on is penalties and just taking care of the football. But credit West De Pere. They've really, after that touchdown that made it 14-14, have really locked down and stifled this Hortonville offense.
Well, we talk about momentum going into week 2. Looking for the Phantoms. Now your defense has multiple turnovers to try to build. But everyone's going to talk about the offense of the Phantoms. I'm sure those defensive players want to be mentioned as well, that we are also one of the better units across the area.
We're going to get another false start penalty. See, that's one thing, too. I think, obviously, Coach Grayson and his coaching staff will look back and study the film, and there's a lot they can clean up, too, for week 2.
Oh, definitely, too. They'll look at that first half, especially their defense, of when Hortonville was putting touchdowns on the board, how to improve and build on the next week.
Grayson out pattern to Knurskin. Pushed out of bounds. Called a gain of 9 or 10 on the play. Judea started slowly, had that fumble, and since the second quarter, he has been excellent as well. Putting up some big numbers here at Hortonville. Lutz on the carry, breaks the tackle, spin move, going to get himself enough yardage for a first down. Call it a gain of 6 for Ryan Lutz.
Well, the West De Pere fans right now are letting people from Hortonville know that this game's over. So if they had a pick, they would tell you it's done. But some football comebacks, there's always a chance.
Grayson, fake handoff to Lutz. Quick out pattern. Newman's run out of bounds. Another penalty on West De Pere. So I guess if I had to put one negative tonight for the Phantoms, it would be the amount of penalties.
Yeah, an eligible player downfield was the penalty. We had several of illegal procedures where, there's questionables on. I guess that's, as you mentioned, that is the worst part of this game for the Phantoms right now, has been the penalties.
And I think a lot of these, too, very correctable that the coaching staff, I'm sure, will work hard between this Friday and next Friday to clean that up. Grayson straight drop back. Rush is on. Grayson going to be sacked, I believe. No, they're going to let it come away, and he gets Lutz in the open field. That was a generous no call by the referee. He let Grayson work his way and found Lutz in the open field and then called it in the grass.
I think as he was trying to push his way upfield while he was being tackled, that's why they kept calling it. Let it go.
And a nice out pattern again, fumbled out of bounds. Good timing there between Newens and Grayson on the quick out. Gets enough yardage for the first down. Yeah, sometimes you'll see the referees, he might blow the whistle a little earlier with the quarterback in the grasp like that, but they let him play, and credit Grayson to compete till you hear the whistle. And Lutz, credit him, right spot, right time, and got a nice gain. So all of a sudden, 3rd and short. Lutz inside handoff, plenty enough yardage for the first down. Down to the 24-yard line of the Polar Bears. So we'll have to see now here with a big lead here. If they score here, we're going to get a timeout by Hortonville. We'll take it as well. We got 3 minutes to go exactly in the third quarter. It's been all West De Pere here. 40-14 over Hortonville. It's the OSI Video Stream Game of the Week. We're back after this timeout.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
And welcome back to Aiken Field, 40-14. West De Pere over the Polar Bears. And a defensive timeout again, trying to just slow down this offense. Makes it so hard for those defensive substitutions. Grayson straight back to pass. Looking deep, crossing pattern. He's got a receiver wide open. Nice spin move, and he will head into the end zone. That is Chase Garrigan from 24 yards out. 6th touchdown pass of the night. First one of the night for Garrigan. And the numbers keep moving up for number 3, Patrick Grayson here. On the first football Friday night of the season, he's going to start with some very, very impressive statistics. His 6th touchdown pass of the night. Kick up and good. Actually kicked wide left, so 46-14.
You can add that to what's been going wrong for the West De Pere Phantoms. A missed extra point, penalties. Other than that, everything else has been looking pretty good tonight. And yeah, you mentioned the touchdowns. It's going to look solid for week 1. Question will they let him come out for a possibility for a 7th touchdown throw?
We'll have to see. I mean, I think right now you got a long season ahead of you. This one pretty much, as Ted Davis used to say for the old Bucks, in the bank drawing interest. Or Wayne Larrabee could say that may have been already the dagger, but we'll see. Again, unfortunately, we just can't keep the stats here, but yardage, I know I could tell you how many touchdowns he has, but the yardage and also the number of wide receivers that have caught catches tonight from Grayson is, again, we talk about their leading receiver, Judea Konurskin, but they have plenty of other weapons that with this offense where they spread you out in the fast-paced offense, and Grayson just knows where to go. He knows the open spots, and we talked to his dad, and he said Patrick going to get a lot better from last year, and that's certainly happening right now. So South Dakota is going to have themselves a good one coming to South Dakota next season. There's the kick. This time, I believe Tenney on the return. Brought down at the 25-yard line. Jack Tenney, 6'2", 192-pound senior, one of the captains tonight for Coach Nick Reichert's Hortonville Polar Bears. Now we'll have to see, too, even defensively. So it looks like first-team defense still in there for the Phantoms. Right now, too, let's start kind of thinking of substitutions, letting some of the younger guys get some valuable playing time.
I think that decision will come early 4th quarter.
Engelbert in motion. Pfeiffer with the fake handoff. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage. Kept it himself. He's going to lose a yard or two. Caught a loss of 1 for A.J. Pfeiffer again. I think it was one of the adjustments that West De Pere really has done well early on. Pfeiffer had a lot of running room, didn't do a good job with containment, and since then I think the ends have done an outstanding job containing Pfeiffer and keeping him in the pocket.
Yeah, and you're also going to see right now the Polar Bears is pressing a little bit. The fact that you're down 46-14, trying to at least make some big plays here and maybe grab a touchdown or two. But, yeah, when you're pressing, that's when more errors will pop up.
Pfeiffer again on the scramble is going to try to elude Delgado, not able to. Ooh, throwing down hard by Delgado is Pfeiffer in front of the West De Pere bench. Clock continues to run. 3rd and 9. That's another thing, too. Early on, those first couple drives and the touchdown drive, Hortonville, great success on 1st and 2nd down. So when they did have 3rd down, it was usually 3rd and short. Since that go-ahead touchdown where West De Pere went up 20-14, this defense has really turned it up for the Phantoms. Pfeiffer looking deep and looking for Engelbert. Close, nice coverage by Delgado. Incomplete, so it's going to be another 4th down. Punting team coming on for the Polar Bears. Yeah, I give you credit. West De Pere, Hortonville threw a couple punches early on. West De Pere were able to take them and then really separated themselves midway through that second quarter. And the big was getting that touchdown late in the second quarter and then getting the ball back right away and scoring right away. Another nice punt this time by Isaac Banky, left-footed punter. Grayson coming back on the field, so we will see Patrick, and it looks like the first-team offense for at least one more drive.
Yeah, if I had to guess, one more drive for this offense. Now, will you see the offense press a little more for the West De Pere Phantoms, knowing that, if you start the season off with 7 passing touchdowns, that looks pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's also a good opportunity to keep Lutz active, as he's had a really nice game for the West De Pere. And look, there he goes. Speaking of Lutz, he is going, could be off to the races. 10-5 touchdown for Ryan Lutz. We do have a flag on the field. 55-yard touchdown run, but I think this one, folks, coming back. There's some yellow laundry down at the 46-yard line. Oh, that's unfortunate for Lutz. He deserved that and more with an impressive run. Busted it through the middle and used great speed. I thought he might be chased down, but we are going to bring that one all the way back. And the officials talking to Coach Chris Grayson on the penalty. I don't think each team has recognized yet about the penalty.
Well, you still have referees.
Well, we'll have to see. Maybe it was on Hortonville. So I shouldn't have anticipated the call. Oh, personal foul face mask.
So the touchdown stands.
The touchdown's good. So well deserved, Ryan Lutz. So 55-yard touchdown run for Lutz, his second. I think that'll give us a running clock with Lure with the extra point, up and good. 53-14. So we will have a running clock. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was on Lutz, the runner, if that was a different player. It was way in the back field. So, again, my apologies for assuming it was an offensive penalty, just because we've seen a lot of offensive penalties tonight, Zach.
Yeah, but another great run by West De Pere. Again, this offense, it's not just what they can do in the air, it's also on the ground. So you have to make sure you're prepared when you're taking on the Phantoms for the rest of the season.
Yeah, their offensive numbers are going to be really impressive after this game.
Well, scoring 50 points is tough to do. Now, granted, you can play opponents that are struggling throughout the season with injuries and put some high numbers, but the way this game was progressing, it was
26-14. It was 20-14 late in the second quarter, and Hortonville had a chance to stop West De Pere, unable to. And really now this whole third quarter since coming out of the locker room has been 27-0 for the Phantoms. So the penalty assessed on the kickoff, Maverick Lure. Going to kick that one into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback down to the 20-yard line. See if we can get you some updated scores here in the fourth quarter.
Not too far away from finals making their way.
First down, 10 yards to go. Polar Bears. At the round, 20-yard line.
So here we go with 1st and 10. We'll have a running clock here until Hortonville scores. Pfeiffer's still in at quarterback. Pfeiffer's going to scramble. He's going to pass. Got an open receiver. Nice play. Nice catch by Xavier Konecki into West De Pere territory. That's always one of the things Pfeiffer can do, Zach. The scramble and rolling to his left there. I thought he might run. He saw Konecki in the clear, and big first down completion for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, that might be the best play of the third quarter for Hortonville.
Hamilton now leading Kimberly 42-21. Fond du Lac was ahead of Hartford 24-14. That's a good non-conference game too. And inside handoff, not much running room there for Barons. And that's what hate to see. He comes off limping with could be a left ankle or left foot. Boy, that's again. You're going to see end of the third quarter. That's going to run out the clock. So we're going to take another break after 3 quarters of play. Been all West De Pere here, 53-14 over Hortonville. It's the OSI Video Stream Game of the Week. We're back after this timeout.
The low hum of heavy equipment, the drone of power tools, the swift movement of boots on the ground as craftspeople work safely and efficiently. These are the sounds of an active construction site, the core of our business. At Myron Construction, our teammates carry out the crucial job of bringing our clients' dreams to life. They hold in their hands the tools to make something out of nothing and build structures that will stand the test of time. Together, we are building excellence.
For the third consecutive year, Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley has been selected as winner of the prestigious Best of the Valley Award for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We like to thank our patients and our communities of the Fox Valley for your trust and support. Your stories inspire our ongoing commitment to patient-centered care and orthopedic excellence. Experience the difference with OSI today. Call 920-560-1000 to schedule and discover why we're best of the Valley.
Pfeiffer rolling out to his right, running for his life. Eludes the sack. Still rolling. Going to just throw that one out of bounds. Late hit. Yeah, we're going to get a late hit by number 80 of West De Pere. Jackson Shahinsky. Get you some final scores here that are just starting to trickle in. Appleton North, big win for the Lightning. They went down to McGuanago. McGuanago always one of the top programs. Lightning 21-6. Freedom over New London 28-7. These are all finals. Luxembourg Casco hard-fought win 13-6 over Seymour. Winnicott hangs on. They beat Little Chute 14-6. Brody Schaefer, the Iowa recruit, with a couple touchdown runs.
Here's what's interesting with running clock. When you have the situation, figuring out the penalty, yardage, marking the ball, coaches having questions on the said penalty. A minute 15 has already gone by.
Yeah. Hey, FEL will be there next week. They open the season on a road win over Two Rivers, 20-14. Neenah hung on. They defeated Muskego by 14-13. So nice win for Steve Young's Rockets, and a crossing pattern intended for number 1, Xavier Konecki, incomplete. Yeah, that's what we're going to see with the running clock. It certainly goes much quicker. Seeing a lot of finals, and with the length of this game, already almost approaching 9:30. We did have a little longer halftime than normal with the Parents' Day here at Hortonville. 3rd and 9. Pfeiffer, a little out to Engelbert. Engelbert met right at the, actually going to have a little bit of a loss. Nice tackle on the play. Braylon Gentili. So still got the starters in for the defense of West De Pere. Again, a bit surprising with the big lead. I would think Patrick Grayson and Ryan Lutz's night would be done, but I've been wrong before tonight, so I'm not going to make any bold predictions. And kicking team coming on again for the Polar Bears. Banky, the left-footed punter, another beautiful spiral kick down to the 10-yard line. So we'll see if we have a new quarterback coming in. That does certainly look like the second team offense now for West De Pere is in the game. We'll have to bring out the roster. It's number 16, Ryan Bosted, looks like in at quarterback for the Phantoms. Inside handoff, and not much room to run. Number 32, Leonidas Wazalowski on the carry. No gain on the play. So next week we will be at FVL. The Foxes taking on Denmark. One of Zach's and our favorite stadiums to do games at. Another carry by Wazalowski. Some press boxes have windows that are easy to take in and out. FVL's not one of those.
Just having a hard time. It's a tough puzzle for us every year. We do eventually solve it.
You do, thanks to you. Look, tonight, Zach, no problem here at Hortonville, but FVL, oh man.
Well, we didn't put them back up yet, so we'll worry about that later.
They were easy to take down. We always joke when we go to FVL. We always enjoy it, but that press box and those windows have given us some issues in the past couple years. That could be a near safety. Again, the second team offense going against many of the first team players still on Hortonville, and Wazalowski, his numbers aren't going to be too good, but not much running room there on those 3 carries. Loss of 7, so the Phantoms will be punting deep in their own end zone. Grayson back in to do the punting, I believe.
It's be a tough punt right up to your own goal line.
I might get a little bit of room if we get an encroachment penalty on. Couldn't tell if it was Hortonville jumping or illegal procedure. And it is on West De Pere. That's probably, I'm going to say, at least 7 or 8 legal procedure penalties on West De Pere in the second half. They've had dominated play. So if there's anything to be nitpicky about, just a little bit sloppy with the penalty. So Grayson's going to have minimum the 10 yards in the end zone. Jack Tenney back deep for the Polar Bears. We get another legal procedure penalty Oh, boy. I can't go much further, though. I don't think the ball can go any further back.
No, I don't think this is intentional, just trying to drain time off the clock. But
Yeah. If you're a conspiracy theorist, Zach, is that a bad idea? You keep jumping offside.
well,
I
you
don't-
want to make sure you're protected here.
I don't think that's the case. But, they're going to take a safety. So Grayson's going to take the safety, so it'll be 53-16. So Grayson, instead of punting deep in the end zone, will now have the free kick.
The ball will go back to the Polar Bears. Just under 6 minutes to go.
Again, if you would please help us out here at Kickoff at Wolf River Community Bank Stadium. Please take any trash with you.
Do have an update. Brewers now lead the San Francisco Giants 4-2. That game headed to the top of the 8th inning. I'll try to see what happened in that game. For the Brew Crew was 2-2. Giants took a quick early 2-0 lead. Nothing crazy. Another good outing for Quintana. 5.5 and a third innings pitched. 2 hits, 2 runs. And the bullpen's been doing its job. So the Brewers, first team with 80 wins. 7-game lead over the Chicago Cubs. Even though they lost 3 of 5, only lost 1 game in this series this past week at Wrigley Field.
So 81, the guaranteed 500 rest of the way.
Yeah. I mean,
That used to be a high point.
that did.
It was amazing. I remember the year.
Oh, man,
It
yeah.
was a huge year, early 2000s.
Absolutely. I'm trying to weather my optimism as much as I can be because,
Hey, give me 500 no matter what.
yeah. All right, Lure with the kick at the 20. He's going to pooch it. I think we get another penalty. Oh, my. Another illegal procedure. Why not?
If we had the stats for penalties.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we had the stats to see how many yards for both teams, especially West De Pere, but I would also like to see how many penalties there tonight. That's why we're still approaching 2.5 hours here.
3
and
illegal procedures in 1 drive. They also had 2 or 3 just before the safety. 1 added there. Again, penalties is always something you can work on as a team, try to improve
Yeah, and I think
every
that's
week.
what I said. I think from week 1 to week 2, that's what you'll see the biggest improvement. But boy, it's still frustrating for the coaching staff. And it was a nice kick by Lure to Banky. Banky breaks a couple tackles. Banky, nice return into Phantoms territory. Speaking of, we're at FEL Friday, but I believe Thursday night the Badgers kick off their season at home versus Miami, Ohio. We'll have that game on our sister station, WHBY. I believe it's a late kick. I think 8 o'clock, so probably 6 p.m. pregame show, if I remember correct. Is it 2 hours for the Badger football?
And it is.
You would know, Zach. You do the. So,
That
yeah,
it is.
Matt LePay, Mark Tauscher will be back for another season. So that already kicks off Thursday. You'll be at Lambeau tomorrow covering the Green Bay Packers Seattle Seahawks final preseason game. You looking forward to that one?
Oh, yeah. A lot of players will be playing possibly their final game of their NFL career, so a lot of people will be trying, a lot of players get a chance to make an NFL squad, if not somewhere across the league,
Yeah,
because
a lot of those guys, especially when you're a team like the Packers, not only are you playing for the Packers, you're playing for every other team because there's going to be a lot of teams that'll value the team's late cuts of the Green Bay Packers.
roster cut down already on Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Well, update. Giants scored a run in the 8th, so 4-3 with 2 outs. There's a little gain by the Polar Bears. Yeah, I don't think we'll see much tomorrow of the first team, if at all.
Well, you're going to see some starters play because you have to remember
Yeah.
2 weeks between now and the next game.
Great point. You do have that, if I forget, you do have that extra week off. No Jordan Love, though. I'm pretty sure of that.
I would say probably won't.
With the thumb surgery, left thumb. Inside handoff to Holdren. Brought down on the play by Jackson Jasinski. We called his name a couple times here late in the game. So we're under almost the 3:30 mark. First down for the Polar Bears.
First down. 10 yards to go. At the West De Pere 28-yard line.
But Willie Adamas, another home run in the 8th. So he's had 2 homers and his return to Milwaukee. Pfeiffer got open receivers at Christensen, I believe. A little out pattern. Yeah, Connor Christensen with the completion.
Now you're going to start to see some pressure now for Hortonville. If they want to get a touchdown before the end of the game, with the running clock, we're at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 29 yards to go.
Second and 6 for Hortonville. Engelbert and low snap. Pfeiffer going to have some running room on the right side, down to the 20. Breaks the tackle. Pfeiffer at the 5. Oh, we're going to get a late penalty, and the Pfeiffer scores. He's hurt on the play. Oh, no. You hate to see that. Hopefully he's okay. It comes running off. But we think that one's do have a penalty at the 6-yard line. Oh, man, it's just one of those. Just let it go. It looked like a good block. Maybe there was a little bit of a hold, but you're competing, and you just take away a really nice touchdown run by Pfeiffer late in the game.
Rules are rules, though.
Yeah, I know.
There's a hold or a block in the back. You got to call it.
I agree, Zach, but sometimes it's just, you'd like to see a guy like now Pfeiffer. He's struggling and really limping. I wonder if they could take him out of the game. Get a timeout here and get AJ out of the game. Yeah, he's still limping a lot, and that's what you hate to see. Game out of hand. That's always the danger, and again, you want to compete to the final whistle, and but sometimes it's just, what are the advantages of keeping your starters in a game like this, or taking them out and letting them get ready for week 2?
Well, the discussion looks like they may leave him in there.
Now, he might not. I don't think he wants to come out. Sometimes, though, you got to overrule the player.
This is more showing that toughness to his fellow players, showing that there's going to be a point in this season where it's going to be rough.
Yeah, but he's obviously limping. I mean, he's clearly hurt. You have a minute 53. You're down 53-16. Well, still Pfeiffer, tough as nails. Paps deep, and that one's going to be intercepted. Oh, nearly intercepted right through. They're going to get a couple really late hits behind the play. But number 37, it looked like, for Carson Blyer, had an opportunity before the interception that went right through his hands. Well, 2nd and 10. Yeah, it's one thing. We saw it last year with Pfeiffer, too. He battled through injuries all season. He's a tough kid and tough to get off the field. Holder next to him, straight drop back, crossing pattern. Again, nearly picked it. Jasinski, nice coverage. Knocks that one down. Intended for Engelbert. 3rd and 10. Clock still running now with the running clock. May have time for maybe 2 plays.
One for sure.
Yeah, if Hortonville, I mean, as hard as they competed tonight, certainly would love to see them end this game on a high note. Barron's inside handoff. Barron's at the 10, and that's probably going to do it unless they call a timeout, which I don't think they will. And again, Pfeiffer really limping hard. And I think that will do it from Aiken Field here at Hortonville, unless they might get one more play off if they get it quickly. At 4 seconds, 3. Final play, Pfeiffer going to look, and that pass nearly intercepted and deflected and caught for a touchdown on a double doink off 2 West De Pere defenders. And I believe, we'll see if that was Connor Christensen with the touchdown catch. It looks like he's shaken up. Yeah, I think that was Christensen. And that's going to do it. Final play of the game as Polar Bears had a crazy, almost 2 opportunities there for interceptions by West De Pere, and then Christensen, right spot at the right time, gets the touchdown for the final touch. So that's going to do it 53-22 as West De Pere with the impressive win. Patrick Grayson, 6 touchdown passes on the night, and our time for our Fox Community Credit Union Player of the Game. And Zach, I will let you, week 1, select the winner.
No, it's got to be Patrick Grayson. I mean, the fact that multiple touchdowns, 6, probably could add 7, 8, the way this game was progressing, continuing to show that what he's able to do, and this is going to be a huge year for him and the Phantoms offense. So this is his game. Whatever he wanted to do in the air, he was able to connect, make it work. So our Fox Communities Credit Union Player of the Game is Patrick Grayson.
Life is about balancing what you need with what you want. You need to plan for the future, but you want to focus on what's right in front of you. The Fox Rewards Suite can help find that balance with an exclusive collection of checking, savings, and money market accounts. When you bundle the Fox Rewards Suite, you'll get our best rates and can earn on average $2,000 a year in dividends and savings. So find your balance and let your money work harder. Sign up today. You know what you want. We have what you need at Fox Communities Credit Union.
Once again, our final score from Aiken Field at Hortonville High School. West De Pere knocks off Hortonville 53-22. Patrick Grayson, 6 touchdown passes on the evening. 3 of those to his star receiver, Judea Knurskin, as the Polar Bears took an early lead, took the opening drive, led 7-0, and it was a very competitive first half. Zach, it was 2014 late in the first half. West De Pere got a late touchdown and then took the opening drive of the third quarter and really dominated after that. So scoreboard looks like a blowout, but I would certainly think it was a lot more competitive than the final score will indicate.
Yep, and that's definitely true. If you go back and look at the first half, this was a competitive game up and down, and West De Pere just took control in that third quarter.
We will be back Friday night. We're going to be at Fox Valley Lutheran as the Foxes will host the Denmark Viking. Zach and I will be there. Our Orthopedic and Sports Institute video stream game of the week. Get underway about 6:45 next Friday night. Well, that will do it. I want to say a special thanks to our sponsors, the Orthopedic Sports Institute of the Fox Valley and Myron Construction. Once again, for my broadcast partner, Zach Morris, I'm Gary Brzeski, signing off from Aiken Field. Once again, our final score, West De Pere defeats Hortonville 53-22. It's been our OSI video stream game of the week. Have a great weekend, everybody.